Where's that gone? Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. What a day it is. It's Manchester United at Bournemouth as Liverpool entertain Aston Villa. The top four race and the race for Champions League has never been more real. This is what we're here for. Fasten your seatbelts. I'd like to say I'm ready. I'm not totally ready. Are you ready? I'm not totally ready. I don't want to go with the reds. Can I have the... Let's go. We're not having green. We'll go white. There we go. How are we all doing? So the Manchester United team news is out. We are sponsored by Sneak. We'll talk about them in a minute. But obviously, Sneak Energy, low calorie, sugar free, delivered to your door. Links in the video description. Scan the QR code. Fantastic flavours. You can get a starter pack with 9 different flavours to try. But we're going to start off straight away with the team news, and I'm hopeful that it will come up on the screen for us. We're playing in lime green. And there it is. There's the Manchester United team for you. Manchester United coming out like that. As you can see, David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Lindelof and Luke Shaw at left back. Eriksen in the midfield probably wouldn't have done that. I don't mind the lime green as a graphic colour. I just don't like it on the pitch. Casemiro and Bruno, I probably would not have picked Eriksen, so I hope he can put in a good game today. I think potentially it gives the away team the impetus to dominate our midfield. And then we've got Anthony and Sancho and Martial because Marcus Rashford is ill. He's not even in the squad for Manchester United today, so he can't play. So that obviously leaves us with a bench of Harry Maguire, Tyrell Malacia, Fred, Dalot, Weghorst, Pellistri, Butland, McTominay's back on the bench, and Garnacho. So McTominay's coming back actually is a good thing. I know there's a lot of people that don't rate McTominay, but I personally feel that it's a good thing that he's back because we've got obviously we've got no Sabitzer now. So having Scott McTominay back is actually not a bad thing in my humble opinion. So what are your thoughts on that team, Manchester United up against Bournemouth? We've got a few bits of transfer news to talk to you about as well. Rasmus Højlund and Gravenberch. But look, we've got to win. Now, interestingly enough, things have turned around in other Premier League games today. Brentford were winning. Gary Neville won't be very happy. Stockport have just scored as well. 68th minute, it's 1-1 on aggregate, 1-0 in the second leg. Stockport 1, Salford 0. Squeaky bum time if you want Salford to win. Exciting times if you want Stockport. It's exciting either way. These playoffs have been really, really good. But I can also tell you, in the Premier League, Harry Kane had scored his 28th goal of the Premier League season, and they were leading 1-0. They're not leading 1-0 anymore. They are losing 2-1 at home to Brentford, which is a huge result for the likes of Aston Villa. What is that contextually to Manchester United? Well, look, Tottenham aren't something we need to worry about. Far from it. We don't need to be worrying about Tottenham at all. But it could be an incentive for Villa at Anfield today. That's the game. I've played the game. I'm looking at this and I'm going, you know what? I feel like Kevin Keegan. I'm saying things like this in my head. I'm going, you know what? Liverpool have got to beat Villa, and they're a bloody good team. They've got to beat Villa. Remember, Liverpool at the moment have got 65 points. We've got 66. If we win today, 69. What a number. And Villa get a draw at Anfield. We just need a point from Fulham or Chelsea to get top 4. If Villa win at Anfield and we win today, we've got top 4. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could be a massive day. Obviously, I think I'm expecting a United win and a Liverpool win, and then we still need one more win from home. But we've got to win today. That's what we've got to do. We've got to win today. We could be celebrating 69 tonight. Let's just see. Some of you might be anyway, but I mean in a football sense, you could be. So we'll be keeping an eye on the Villa game as well. I definitely would have started Garnacho, but let's hope we're up for it today. Don't know why I'm so nervous. His hands. I'm not nervous. I just think it's a really exciting. You don't normally... It's a very exciting game. People who say Kane don't win trophies, look at today, says Robert. Yeah, I know what you mean. And Kimmich to United, according to... No, Rudy, that's not true. And we need to score early to put the pressure on Liverpool, says JMD. So yeah, we'll be keeping you up to date with what's going on in the Aston Villa game as well. Is it okay to support United and Villa today? Says Dasbo. I think it's expected. I don't think you need to answer the question to that. I think it's expected. That's exactly what we want to happen today. We want Aston Villa to get a result. What I would say is I'm not banking on it, because we beat Aston Villa and Wolves beat Aston Villa away. Their away record has not been that great recently, but looking forward to it. And I've got my new hoodie on. I'm ready for this today. I'm just going to go, get in! I've probably done that a little bit early and jinxed, but hopefully we'll be doing that today. I was deciding which hoodie to wear, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to wear that one. I hope you're all in good mood. I'm buzzing for this today. We've got the Goldbridge show tonight on Talk Sport as well, which I always love it when United have played on the Saturday, so it's going to be a cracking Talk Sport show tonight, 7:30 till 9 o'clock on national radio. It's on YouTube as well, the Mark Goldbridge show. Get your calls in if you want to. Who knows what we're going to be talking about? Who knows what we're going to be talking about in the next couple of hours? We just don't know. It's the excitement of this Premier League season. You take Man City out of it, and there you go. Would you buy Mbeumo as a bench striker, says David? I think there might be a few people thinking about doing that. We need to come out on fire today. Their defence is terrified because we are on fire, says Joseph. He's feeling hot. Shh. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We are very, very close to, as you can see in the top left-hand corner, 650k. I've got the Dublin show email. Should be fun, says Luna. Yes, the tickets are going fast. Get them if you want. You should be getting your emails through as well for the Dublin show. It's a very interactive show. It's the most interactive show we've ever done. Dublin, June the 6th. Just type in United Stand Tour tickets. You'll find them. And yeah, it's going to be good. Don't jinx it, Goldbridge. I don't know what I'm jinxing and I'm not jinxing these days. I mean, I did my worst jinx of the season on Wednesday night on That's Football. I was talking about Sheffield Wednesday against Peterborough, and I said it's the most pointless second leg of a playoff ever because they were 4-0 down. Suffice to say, Sheffield Wednesday won. So I have to be very careful. But as you can tell, I'm bouncing around today because I'm really excited. Hajo, welcome to the Members Club. And Ami says, we play Chelsea and Fulham on the 26th and the 28th. Today is a must win because fatigue could play a part in one of those games. Also, Ami, how nice would it be to win today, Liverpool mess up against Villa, we get the point against Chelsea, we've got top four, and then against Fulham, we can sort of take the foot off the pedal a little bit in preparation for the FA Cup, which is exactly what Man City are going to do. So it would be nice to just relax the minds a little bit ahead of that FA Cup. But, ultimately we tend not to make it easy for ourselves, do we? So that's probably not going to be what happens. But hopefully it is. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. That would be ideal. You're right, Ger. Thanks everyone who's tuning in anyway. 10,000 of you. It's a massive game. Let's get the stats carousel just moving around a little bit, actually, because we could look at the Fulham lineup. I mean, we're not going to be disrespectful here, but there's the Fulham lineup for you. It is what it is. It should be beatable. Gary O'Neill's had a fantastic season, but Adam's down on the south coast for the game today off the channel. He who dares wins, says UK. Adam was down a little bit early, so he saw the players coming off the bus and he messaged me and said, I don't think Rashford's even involved today. So there's no Marcus Rashford. But the United players got off the bus and they had their headphones on, focused in their tracksuits, ready to go. He said the Bournemouth players, they got off in their swimming trunks and had beach towels on, and they were they're putting the suntan on as they came in because they're on the beach. They're on the beach. Their season's done. Mentally, we just have to hope that they're not thinking about some carnival atmosphere. It's Man United. It's cup final game. Hopefully, Bournemouth are just like, we've worked our arse off. We've had a great season, and they drop off a little bit because at the highest level, if you drop off 2%, the opposition will beat you. So we saw it with Brighton. Against Everton, they're at home, they lose 5-1. They just took it for granted. So we've got to be intense today, and also you've got to keep an eye out. I think I said Fulham, I meant Bournemouth. Fulham hopefully will be on the beach as well next week. But yeah, I think that with United, we need to be intense because we need the win, but we also need to be intense because Casemiro's not been the same since the international break. Bruno has just been playing on and off, injury a little bit. Garnacho's back. Martial, can we keep him fit? We've got to start looking about that FA Cup, haven't we? So that's really important as well. Yeah, lots to get excited about without a shadow of a doubt. Club 1878, thank you very much for your super chat. Says Eric Ten Hag is managing Garnacho well, but his persistence on using Sancho instead worries me. Sancho has unfortunately been poor. Garnacho has been consistent. Look, I'm not gonna make any bones out of this. Bournemouth could give us a difficult game. I'm not over the moon with Eriksen and Sancho in that team. They've got to work hard. If they don't work hard, then you're giving the opposition a chance. I'm loving the trim mark, says Matty. And Brian, welcome to Members Club. Yeah, I'm thinking about my hair. You know, every time I get it cut, I really like the look of it. And then I let it drift. And I'm just trying to figure out how often I need to get it cut to keep it. I think I need to start having it cut every couple of weeks. You know, I'm just happy to have it. You know, I'm just happy to have it. As I said before, my dad, his brother, granddad, rest in peace. You know, they're all bald. And I thought I would be. So it's a pleasure just to have hair on the top of my head. And it's very welcome. United are due a quality performance, says Mr. Plenty. And I hope we don't do a Spurs today, says Osher. Look, I think if worst case scenario is if Manchester United draw or lose today and Liverpool win, it puts big pressure on us. As I said before, Liverpool have got 65 points. Assume they beat Villa, that's 68 points. They could go ahead of us if we lose. Well, they would go ahead of us. If we draw or lose, Liverpool could go ahead of us today if they win. 68 points, we'd be on 66 or 67. The game in hands against Chelsea. If you don't win there, you could leave yourself in a horror. I mean, look, worst case scenario, we draw today and we draw against Chelsea. We're on 68 points and Liverpool are on 68 points as well. It's easy for this to slip away. Today is so important and I would hammer that home. Do what Micah Richards does, Mark, says Raz. I don't know what he does. And hi, Mark. I was scrolling through your Instagram and that 2004 shot of you is hilarious. By the way, when is the next driving with Goldbridge, says Mario G. Hopefully we'll be able to do one next week. But yeah, look at the league table. Our Liverpool win today, 68. We're on 66. Draw today, draw our game in hand. We're on 68. They've got a massive goal difference. So 2 draws and a Liverpool win today and we're screwed. You know, we don't even have to lose a game. And you could imagine Man United drawing at Bournemouth today and drawing against Chelsea. So Liverpool are there. It's well within our hands, but Liverpool are there and they could pounce quite easily. So we've got to focus. And the task is simple, says Beeries. It really is. We've got to focus and we've got to be absolutely on it. Spurs are still losing 2-1, by the way. Brentford were 1-0 down to a Harry Kane goal. Spurs 2-1. I'm quite encouraged by that because Spurs' last game of the season is Leeds away. They won't have the backbone for that. So it means that I think the teams... I don't think Spurs deserve top 4. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of Spurs fans calling in tonight on the Mark Goldbridge show, Talk Sport. But I think that Villa and Brighton deserve top 4. But this is a good lot. Nothing against Spurs. You've got to look after your own garden. And we, Manchester United, need Villa to get a result against Liverpool. What a result it would be today if you look at the league table as it stands right now. And there's so much to look at. You know, it's like being on a beach. There's so much to look at there. Man City, I'm talking about the sea and the rocks and the, you know, I'm not talking, you lot of filth. There's the league table. So Tottenham with 57 points. If you're Aston Villa, you've got Liverpool and Brighton to play. Very difficult games. And if Spurs are to beat Brentford today, I don't think Villa have got much chance of finishing above them. But now Spurs are going to drop points. If Villa can get a point or even a win at Anfield today, it puts them ahead of Spurs. And Spurs obviously have got to go to Ellen Road next week. So Villa will be looking at that and going, look, we can get a point or something today. It just completely changes it. Whereas if Spurs had won, I think Villa would look at it and go, it's looking really difficult for us now. So it's a real boost for Villa in that dressing room to, you know, get something at Anfield and move into 7th. 8th doesn't get you Europe. So, you know, there's the opportunity. And obviously Brighton will be looking at that and going, they've got Southampton tomorrow. They win that, they can't be caught by Spurs. So it's a massive boost for Brighton and Villa if Spurs do lose against Brentford. And then you look at, as I said, we spoke about Manchester United. If Liverpool don't win today and we do, we've basically got top 4 done, really. If we draw today and Liverpool win, we're putting huge pressure on. If we lose today and Liverpool win, we're in real shit. But if we both win, obviously we're no further forward. But Liverpool are running out of time. So yeah, really, really excited. Can't wait. Thanks for all the super chats that are coming in. Okay, we've done that. Rudy has just gifted 5 memberships. What a legend Rudy is, by the way. Rudy. Mod R says, I think it's better to be playing Fred instead of Eriksen. We spoke about it in the preview, didn't we? And I do agree with you. I don't like Eriksen away from home. I don't. I think he's a weak link. And I don't think he's played very well since he came back from injury. So I do agree with you. And I think that, look, I like Christian Eriksen. I just don't think he's a centre midfielder. He doesn't have the speed, he doesn't have the intensity, and he doesn't have the physicality. And I think it gives every opposition a chance to have a go at us. Now, when you're at Old Trafford with 75,000 fans, you can sort of carry Eriksen in your midfield. But when you're against, the crowd, that midfield battle tends to get lost. So I'm a bit worried about that today. But no Rashford as well. Bournemouth, they could have a go. They could have a go at us today. So, but the problem is McTominay's only just come back from injury, and Fred isn't the same player he was before the international break either. So you and Sabitza's injured. So in fairness to Ten Hag, you back Ten Hag anyway, but he's probably looked at it and gone, well, Fred's out of form. McTominay's only just back. I've got to go with Eriksen. And if it doesn't work out, I can try Fred or McTominay. I mean, look, I wouldn't even be opposed to McTominay playing, if he was fully fit. I just think you need a bit of physicality sometimes. And that's why Fabrizio's done that. I don't know whether you saw what Fabrizio said today, that Ten Hag wants to bring in at least one midfielder this summer, regardless of what happens with Sabitzer. He wants to bring at least one midfielder in because he knows, like we know, we're so fixated on Casemiro. Henry, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. And I heard of Kimmich Barca rumours. Do you think we should go for him, says Mohammed? I mean, look, Kimmich and Casemiro would be very good, but I can't see Manchester United doing that. Hi, Mark. Just been diagnosed. Hope we get the win to cheer me up, says Michael McKenna. Michael, sorry to hear about that. And obviously you've got all the support of the United stand and me. And hopefully we can provide a result for you. But rest up, mate, and offering all your love and all love and support. Michael there. Might be nothing, but I've got a bad feeling about today. Hopefully I'm wrong, says Jake. Hope you're well, Mark. Jake, with all due respect, you are one of millions of people on this planet. Jake Henderson's bad feeling doesn't really worry me. I don't believe in all that shit, but some people do. So Jake's got a bad feeling. Luna says, beer, the United stand and Football Manager 23. What a Saturday. It's beautiful weather as well. I've been out in the garden this morning with Seb. Andy Weatherall, thank you for gifting a membership. You're a legend, pal. And hi, Mark. If we draw today and so does Liverpool, how does that leave the season ending? Any comments, says Naman? I have, yes. I've just realised that Michael guy that we've all just tried to be nice to, I left 2 words out thinking I don't know what that condition is. When you put those words together, it's just really disgusting. So Michael's a twat, basically, trying to get sympathy for a serious illness by trying to get me say 2 names together. The Harry Maguire of comedy, that was by Michael. But anyway, we move on. Let's have a look at what was said there. Yeah, look, if Liverpool draw today and we draw today, we're in the same situation. They can only get... So Liverpool have got 65. If they draw, they've got 66. They can only get to 69. We'd be on 67. Just need a win from Fulham and Chelsea. So as long as we replicate Liverpool's result today, I'll take that. If we can better it, even better. Even better. Brentford have just scored. It is 3-1. Brentford have just scored 3-1. Yeah, I don't know whether... I don't know who scored for them in the 80... I do. It's Wizza. 3-1 Brentford. So, Spurs fans, what a horrible season you've had. What a horrible season you've had, Spurs fans. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, look. You talk about jinx powers. I'm going to do everything I can here. Everything I can. So, Sneak Energy are sponsoring our stream. That's just coincidental. If you don't know what Sneak is, it is an energy drink. It's sugar-free. It's low-calorie, right? You can get one of these containers and 9 sachets as part of a starter pack. 9 different flavours that you can choose. I'd recommend you definitely get Purple Storm, Blue Raspberry, Electric Mango. There's some lovely flavours, right? However, they've just released this, which is called Sneak Hydrate, 40 serving tub. Sneak Hydrate doesn't have caffeine in it. This flavour is Cherry Bomb. We are playing the cherries today. It is also red. So if you want to get some delivered to your door, links in the description, and you can scan the QR code next to me. But if you're talking about jinxers, I need a bit of energy for the next couple of hours anyway. So I'm going to put my scoop in. The water's already in there. Cherry Bomb. And that's what we're looking for today. We've got to bomb these cherries with some absolute perlers of goals. So there we go. There's your jinx power for you. Big shout out to Sneak, by the way. And actually, if you don't like caffeine in your energy drink, check out Sneak Hydrate. They've got a few flavours you can try as well. Shake it up. By the way, the Bournemouth team, Neto, Smith, Anthony, Kelly, Senisi, Sabani, Cook, Lerma, Solanke, Christie and Brooks. And Cherry Bomb's really nice as well. Lovely stuff. Get in there. Get in there. What should I eat during a match? Mac and cheese, Burger King or ice cream. I also have a cold which sucks. Would you recommend anything? Football Manager. I'd go with the ice cream if you've got a cold. Which would you prefer, Mark? Champions League and the Glazers stay or Europa League and the Glazers sell? I hate those things, Ez. I mean, they're so hypothetically depressing. I would take the Europa League to get rid of the Glazers if it meant we got a full sale and super wealth, yes. Not to do with footy, says Chrome. Just wanted to say I hope you and the family are well and that you've had a good week. Take care. And you, mate. I hope you're doing fantastic as well. Lovely. Nice to get a nice message sometimes. So thank you very much, Chrome. And why the hell would Harry Kane stay at Spurs? He needs to put in a transfer request. If we get him, I can see him in the number 7 shirt, says Hackers. Well, they won't even be in Europe next season. I mean, Harry Kane to Manchester United to me is like an open goal. It's just so obvious it's going to happen. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And Spurs are crap. Yeah, I mean, they've had a terrible season. And they're currently 3-1 down at home. We will, of course, keep you up to date with the other 3 o'clock games because Man United are kicking off at 3 o'clock at Bournemouth here. But the big game that we're really interested in is Liverpool against Aston Villa because Liverpool are the only team that can catch us and take us out of the Champions League. Newcastle beat Brighton on Thursday. They've got Leicester at home on Monday. They're going to get them 72 points, which is going to get them in the Champions League. It's basically Liverpool and Manchester United for the top 4. And if we win today, I think we've basically got it done, which would be brilliant because Liverpool have won their last 8 in a row and they're still not going to get top 4 if we can keep winning as well. There is a couple of other games. Wolves are playing Everton, which is quite a big game for Everton, to be fair. Fulham play Crystal Palace, which is basically they should play that on the beach. Actually, they should go down to Cornwall and play that game on the beach because they're both on the beach, aren't they? On thebeach.com, Fulham against Crystal Palace. But Liverpool against Villa is certainly one to keep an eye on. And as I said, Spurs are going to lose 3-1 to Brentford at home. The boos will be ringing out there, but it's not our concern. What we're concerned about is Manchester United. Definitive news about the sale on the 28th, says Matthew. Why do you think that? That's a Sunday. And big up this channel and Mark, says Abdullah. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Tottenham have got 9 minutes extra time. And let us know where you're watching from, by the way, because somebody just said it's 7 o'clock where they are. Are you worried about your bet with Ben Foster, says Liam. Mate, I had a bet that Liverpool would get top 4 with Ben Foster at Christmas. I will happily pay that bet. In fact, I will pay that bet now. I will double that payout on their bet right now. Because for Liverpool to get top 4, it means United won't get top 4. I don't want to win that bet. I don't think Beth likes my profile picture, says Pacey, who's got a picture of David De Gea. Zayn has gifted a membership as well. He's recovered from the disappointment of bottling the title. And I only say bottling it to Zayn. I don't actually think Arsenal did bottle it, to be fair. Fantastic win for Brentford, especially without Ivan Toney. Just shows they're not a one-man team. Lots of people telling us where they're watching from. Suman is in Nepal. Ian is in Melbourne. The Riddler is in the USA. And what happened to Billing? Isn't he their best player? Says Go. I've got no knowledge or care to know what's going on with Billing at Bournemouth, to be honest. Life's too short. Hi, Mark. I love the show. If Qatar win, will you do a show wearing a headdress? No, Rahul. I think that would also be classed as racism. And Kane to United, to me, follows the same pattern of transfers that lack imagination and hardly ever end up being a success, says Stephen Ross. People from Bangladesh watching. India is Lucky Reds. Singapore from Don. Kevin's in the US of A. Matthew's in Nairobi. We've also got Edinburgh in the chat. EP, thank you very much for your super chat. Berlin, New Zealand for Ellie. Sierra Leone for Akim. And Ahmed says Rashford's a disgrace. But don't know why, for being ill. Total Reds in Sweden. Raja's in India as well. Jem's in Colombia. And Sul is in Kenya. Thank you, everybody, for shouting out where you're from. And can you grab the Champions League ball and do a rainbow flick when we get top 4, says Atoro. I'll probably break my neck in this room. It's not that big. So, yeah, I don't think I could, to be honest. But let's have a look what else is going on. There was some interesting transfer stuff coming in today. Would you have started Garnacho, Mark? I don't know. I don't know whether I would have started Garnacho today. I feel like I think pressure on Garnacho isn't really. We don't need to overhype Garnacho because he's done a great job this season. So I don't know whether I would have. I would do that. To be honest. Just a quote here from the Ghent striker that a lot of you have mentioned before, Gift Orban. The Premier League is my ultimate dream. Man United, Liverpool or Man City. I don't really like Arsenal that much. It's like they don't want to win titles. I want to go somewhere where they win prizes. Oh my God. Arsenal. Zayn, you're being sat down by your own bloody fans here. By players here. What's going on there? There has been some transfer stuff coming out, by the way. I don't know whether you saw Christian Falk earlier talking about Manchester United and Gravenberg. But interesting, just reading a quote here from Eric Ten Hag. Let me have some cherry bomb first. He's been asked about the player of the season, and he said it's difficult to question because we have a lot of players who've performed exceptionally well. I can name 4 or 5 players who deserve it, but I'll leave that to the fans. There's some quotes there that I'm not really interested in. I wanted to. Rashford didn't travel with the squad. We know that. Okay, so this is the first one. Manchester United are keeping tabs on Ryan Gravenberg's situation at Bayern amid the Dutchman's concerns over playing time, and that is coming on from Christian Falk. Now, I like Christian Falk. A lot of people don't necessarily believe a lot of what he says, but when he says it's about Bayern Munich, you can pretty much take it to the bank. So obviously Gravenberg was at Ajax last season under Eric Ten Hag, and he left and went to Bayern Munich. So look, I wouldn't mind Gravenberg. I'd tell you what, I'd rather take Gravenberg than Rabiot. So there you go. A year ago, I'd have been ecstatic about Gravenberg. I think he's not as shiny anymore because obviously it's not worked out as well as he would have wanted to at Bayern Munich. But, I still think there's a cracking player there. I love the show, Mark. Keep up the great work. And I'm watching from South Africa, says Denny. Don't get me wrong, I love United, but seeing Glazers do this to us makes me sick to the core. Sometimes I wish Man United became a bottom half team or relegated, says Ankit, to get the Glazers back. And I'm taking my younger brother to the Fulham game. Any good pubs around Old Trafford you'd recommend pre-match, says MPB. I always go to the pub at the top of St Busby Way. I think it's called Trafford Pub, but it's right at the, you're basically looking down to Old Trafford. You've got Lou Macari's fish and chip shop opposite it. A few 100 metres to the left of Lou Macari's chip shop is the Bishop's Blaze as well. So if you want to go really close to the ground, those two, probably the best. Yeah, the Trafford or the Bishop's Blaze are really close. you've got to have a match ticket, I think, to get into the Bishop's Blaze. Mark, why do you think we are struggling playing Ten Hag ball with Casemiro, Bruno and Eriksen in the midfield? Where or what is the problem? Says Juan. I don't know. I think away from home, we don't have enough physicality in there. I think you've got to fight sometimes. Mark, if we don't strike... Here we go. Mark, if we don't sign a striker this summer, I'd try McTominay as a striker. He's tall and powerful and can finish, says Jonathan. Jonathan, I would take up hockey or something like that because your ball knowledge is terrible. Dagenham, Dave, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for tuning in. What's my score prediction? Thank you very much, JJ. Right, okay. I'm in a score prediction league with the other United Stand members, and I went 2-0 and everyone else has gone 2-0. So I've changed it because I need points. So I actually think it will be 2-0, but I changed it to 3-0. So my official prediction for the score predictor is 3-0, but I actually think it'll be 2-0 to Manchester United, really. Can we discuss Rashford? Produces that moment of magic, but does nothing for the other 88 minutes. He has the goal, but consistently is more important. Consistency is more important, says XX Untouch. I've heard a few people say that. I mean, it looks difficult for me because I like Marcus Rashford, but it is something that gets levelled at him by more than a few people that, he's a bit selfish and he's a bit, hit and miss. I mean, I'll admit there's been games where Marcus Rashford's had a bad game and then he scores a great goal and, you could argue it masks a bad performance. I mean, Ricky's not a big fan of Rashford, is he? But on the other hand, those goals sometimes win games, don't they? So Rashford's a flair player, and flair players provide you with those moments. All right, Mark, good to see you so chipper today. A lot of shows this week have been a bit ranty, but you've been articulating what we all feel, says John. You know what? I'm just excited. I mean, look, ultimately, the sale and transfers are interesting and they grab your emotions. Of course they do. But it all really comes down to the games, doesn't it? And whether you want a new owner, whether you want new signings, whether you want players to be sold, the proof will be in what happens in things like this, actual games of football. So I'm excited. I think that Erik Ten Hag was wrongly snubbed as a top 6 candidate for Manager of the Year. And I think today's a real chance to go and, shut... A lot of people will be hoping, expecting, and there'll be a lot of headline writers hoping that United drop points today. Because the headline is, look at Liverpool's amazing run to get top 4. Whereas we've been there most of the season. So a lot of people will be hoping and expecting us to slip up today. I expect us to win. Rabiot is really good. The attitude I'm not sure of, but footballing-wise, he would do wonders for United, says Dio. And Marco Dos Santos, thank you very much for gifting 5 memberships. You are a legend, pal. Thank you very much. Marvin says you're overhyping Ten Hag. I have seen a few people recently starting to take a pop at Ten Hag. I mean, I think that's just a little bit like getting your dream present for Christmas. You think you're never going to get bored of it, and by the summer, you're starting to think, what do I want next? I'm not like that with managers. I stayed late with Solskjaer, too late. I stayed late with Mourinho, too late. So I'm not somebody who just wants a shiny new toy, and I still feel like Ten Hag is a shiny new toy. I don't think we've seen anything like what he can achieve yet. So I'm really pleased with the season. Has he made mistakes? Yes, but I think the successes have way outweighed the mistakes. Man United versus Real Madrid and Houston. Thanks, my hometown. Can't wait, says EP. And Sancho and Casemiro need a big game today. Sancho's been extremely inconsistent, and Casemiro needs to get that rust off and play, says Barry. Well, look, I do look at that United side, and I do think, Eriksen and Sancho, and there's a few others, we really need them today, because one thing I think you can expect from Bournemouth is atmosphere, excitement. It's their last home game of the season, and I think they're going to... what they lack in talent, they'll make up in intensity. And if we don't take that intensity, we will probably struggle. I think we're capable of scoring a few goals against this Bournemouth side. I really do. But if we start badly, we know the heads drop. Ten Hag said it himself. The problem with... I think there's a quote, actually. I was looking at it earlier. See if I can find it for you. And he basically said that... Ten Hag on disappointing away results. There are a few reasons. For example, I think we need to do better with the ball starting from behind. And what he means by that is that, when we go behind... their heads drop a little bit. And we've seen that time and time again. In fact, we've got some quotes coming in from Erik ten Hag now, just before this game. He's basically saying that on Rashford missing out, yes, but it's not about the players who are not available. Nottingham Forest away without Rashford, we won. Last week against Wolves, also without Rashford, we won. So it's not only about one player. He has had a great season, but also we've had a good squad and we have a lot of players with a lot of quality who could score a goal. So we do it with this team. I just think it's so important that Martial's fit, because if it was Weghorst, I'd be terrified. On our Champions League fate, Ten Hag had this to say: I think we're playing a great season so far, and now we have to get our reward by qualifying for the Champions League. It's up to us. It absolutely is, Eric. And he said, no change. We had a good game last week, a dominant performance, and I expect the same today with the same team. On McTominay's return, he said, very important. There are very important players, and Scott is one of them. Starter or substitute, he always has the right attitude, the right aggression throughout the season. He always brings something, so I'm very happy. And he said, we've played all 3 days this season, and it was sometimes difficult to have the right energy, but we took the points to be where we are now. We are now fresher, so the demands can be higher. And I think that's important for a manager to say before the game. We've been playing every 3 days from Christmas until basically end of April. We've had a week off before the Wolves game, and we've had a week off before the Bournemouth game. So we should see more intensity, hopefully. Finn says, what are your thoughts on Kim Min-jae? I think my thoughts on Kim Min-jae are well documented. I think Kim Min-jae is a footballer I would like Manchester United to sign, and I hope that Man United do look at him. I think he's a really interesting player for Manchester United. So yeah, by all accounts, it sounds interesting. But would we be able to sign Kim Min-jae if his release clause didn't kick in till July? I think we might be quite lucky with Kim Min-jae if we get him, because the competition can't start until July, which should play into the hands of our sale. The Glazers got us by the balls, Mark, and they will squeeze it when they announce to Jim, to CGI. And I'd rather not talk about the sale massively today. I mean, we can dip in and out, but I'm in a good mood because it's an exciting Saturday afternoon. Man United are at Bournemouth. Liverpool are obviously playing Aston Villa. I mean, you know, it feels old. I feel like it's old school teletext days here. If you're old enough to remember teletext, you used to have this. We didn't have internet. We didn't have any pants. We didn't have any food. We used to live in a cave with a campfire, and we had teletext. So teletext was basically on your TV. There was a button called text. You press it, and then it was all like you could type these numbers in to go to specific pages. 302 was football. I can't remember what football scores were, but basically it'd go round changing, and loads of teams would be playing at Saturday at 3:00. And you'd be like looking at your score and looking at everyone else's. There wasn't many games on TV. I think most teams used to kick off at Saturday at 3:00, and then there'd be a Sunday game, and that was it. So everyone would be kicking off at 3:00. There was no 12:30s, there was no 5:30s, there was no 2:00 on a Sunday. So you'd be looking at your score and you'd be looking at Liverpool's score. And today feels a little bit like that, because while we're playing, Liverpool are playing. It's a bit like final day, isn't it? It's weird how it's worked out. And obviously, if we'd been in the Europa League, this wouldn't have happened. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this today. The knowledge that United are playing, and obviously, and Liverpool as well. Liverpool are at home, we're away. So, look, bring it on, is what I say. Mark, my friend told me good luck popping the cherries, and it was funny because I'm 35-year-old virgin, and now I'm not sure what he meant, says Nelson. Yeah, he was talking about Bournemouth, but he's not bought you a prostitute. I hope he hasn't. Man City are officially a super team, and Newcastle are coming, says Jap. Okay, and thank you very much for that. And teletext, hashtag Goldbridge, says Marcus. Well, I was saying this right. I can't. I'm going to talk about this more on the Mark Goldbridge show on TalkSport tonight, because it's probably not massively relevant 20 minutes before we're going to play the game. But I got sent a video yesterday, and I'm not going to tell you who it was, because I'm just expressing an opinion. I'm not digging these individuals out. But I got sent a video yesterday of a couple of people debating who was better, Man United's 99 side or this Man City side 2023. I'm not going to joke. Both people debating were under 25. Man United's 1999 side was 24 years ago. How can a person under 25 talk with their gob about who's better, Man United 99 or Man City 2023, when they're under 25 and they physically could not have watched Man United that season? On top of that, a lot of Man United's games weren't even on telly in 99 because it was, it was a different time. So my answer is, anybody who's pontificating that this City side's way better than 99, they're speaking out their arse because they don't have the evidential package to compare the both. I do, but obviously I'm a Man United fan. I'm going to be biased. Man City, some older Man City fans do, but they're going to be biased. I don't really think it's a relevant thing anyway, but I can't believe that I'm getting sent stuff of two lads under 25 telling me that this Man City side's better than the 99 side. I'm like, you weren't even alive. You're not Man United fans and you weren't even alive. Like, how can you even, it doesn't make sense. Mark, I'm the guy in America with leukemia, says Wells, and I just got a new full-time job. Thanks for always being there for me and through your videos and guitar in, says Wells. Well, I hope you're doing well, Wells, and great to see that you've got a job and you're doing well, and I hope the recovery is going well as well, or the treatment. Murray says, Kvaratskhelia of Napoli, how close a player like that get missed by Man United? I could see him at Man City, really. Darren has gifted a membership. You're a legend. And Parker says, Mark, it may not seem like it now, but Garnacho could have a serious future as a number 9. He's got the tools, just needs to gain some pounds, says Parker. And he's getting, I tell you what, he's gaining some pounds with his new contract. And if we don't get a win here, does that put you in doubt at the top 4 with Chelsea being a club that can just grab a result, says Kai. I think it's so important that we win today. The scenario that worries me the most, we need Villa to do something for us today, but the scenario that worries me the most is if Liverpool win and we draw, and then we draw against Chelsea on Thursday night, we're on the same points as Liverpool and they've got a better goal difference. So it can go wrong very quickly by not losing. We have to win today, really. Reese, thank you very much. Welcome to the Members Club. You're a legend, pal. And shouldn't we give the likes of Twansebi and Mengi a decent final chance to prove themselves before we buy further defenders like Kim Min-jae, says B2. I think Mengi and Twansebi will have had enough chances behind closed doors and in training with Ten Hag for him to realise that they're not as good as Kim Min-jae. I had hopes for both of them. I certainly had high hopes for Twansebi. I'll never forget the game in Paris where he was superb against Neymar and Mbappe. But his injury record's horrific, and it's just not worked out. And sometimes you just got to go, it's time to move on. So no, I don't think they're in the same category as Michael Keane, let alone that. Today this could be the greatest day of our lives. It could be a good. I wouldn't say it's going to be the greatest day of our lives, but it could be a good day for United, and I hope it's going to be. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, we're getting very close to 650,000, so please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, lots of people getting involved as usual. Thanks for the super chats. I think we're caught up on those, so let's go to the normal chat. Benoit says, absolutely fantastic. I know who you're on about. No, I'm not. No. MDAV. I'm not talking about them two. You're wrong. So I don't need to call them out. I'm not talking about those two. And one of them is 39. So yeah, they would know. Sounds like you've been rattled these last few days, says N. No. And do you think Kane is Ten Hag's first choice as one of secrecy? Yes, I do. And Obi has been a member for a month. Thank you very much. Quinn Star talking about, okay. Wells Davis, thank you very much for becoming a member. And if we win today, Glazers stay, Mark. If we lose, they leave, says Man One. Don't depress people. Look, I don't subscribe to that view of hoping to lose in some weird mental Olympics that means that the Glazers are going to leave. I want Man United to win every game. There's very few times I'd go, if we lose this, it might work out for us. I think Van Gaal, when there was a situation with Van Gaal where I knew the club had basically done a deal with Mourinho, but if Van Gaal got top four, he would stay because he won the FA Cup. So, look, boring history lesson here, but basically, Van Gaal got sacked after winning the FA Cup. Man United missed out on top four on goal difference to Manchester City. We dropped some silly points in the last month. If Van Gaal had got top four and won the FA Cup, would we have gone for Mourinho? I don't think we would. So I remember at that time saying that, I would take fifth over fourth, short-term pain over long-term gain. But it's very difficult to say you'd want Manchester United to lose a game. All right, like Team Newcastle, but love your content, mate, says Chris C. Apparently, Luke Shaw is out. I'm just going to check this. A lot of people saying that Luke Shaw is out as well, which is horrific. If true, I don't know. How true that is. Oh. This is, I'm just trying to message someone to find out. Let's see. So there is, United Stand have tweeted that we're hearing that Luke Shaw is out and Ten Hag is prepping Malacia to start. Well, obviously, if that is true, my immediate concern moves towards the FA Cup and the final few games of the season, because I said this the other day. You can guarantee that when Man City players at Wembley in the FA Cup final, they'll have everybody available. And United will probably have 4 or 5 first-team players missing. Oh, that's concerning. That's concerning. Really concerning. Well, we'll have to wait and see whether that happens or not. Qatar, 5.8 billion. So thank you very much. Also, fuming Garnacho isn't starting, but also hoping Spurs dropping points inspires Villa to stop Liverpool. Dion, yes, you're absolutely right. Also, super chat from William. He says, "Hi Mark, driving and can't check, but if we win and Liverpool lose, does that mean guaranteed top 4? Yes, William. Yes, it does. Liverpool have got 65 points. If we win, we would go to 69 points. They've only got 1 game left. It's a 4-point gap. So it's a stretch. It's not impossible, but it's a bit of a stretch that happens. That Liverpool will lose at Anfield, but I'm hoping Villa can do something for us. Green kit, bad luck, says Tala. The thing is, we don't know what's going to happen today, do we? With that team, we don't know what's going to happen. Apparently, Luke Shaw might be out. I don't know. We're waiting to hear whether that's true. We don't know what the injury issue is with Luke Shaw either, so we're waiting on that at the moment. He has been warming up, Luke Shaw. Adam's at the ground. If you check United standout, there was a clip of Luke Shaw warming up before the game, so I don't know. I mean, he may well have felt something. Dre says he's warming up right now. Shaw is on the pitch. Yeah, it's a weird one. That's why I was checking out. I mean, it might be that Luke Shaw's felt something, in which case you can't risk him because Malacia should be able to do a job against Bournemouth. And I would say to you, if Luke Shaw says to you as a manager, I'm not feeling quite right, my hamstring's a bit tight, whatever, I'm not playing him. Because I'm like, rest, I need you for the FA Cup. Because remember, we've got to play Luke Shaw and Varane at centre-back in the FA Cup final because we haven't got a left-footed centre-back. So, few people saying he's out, few people are saying he's warming up. So we'll have to wait and see. Disease Gaming says Malacia is a step down from Shaw. Well, of course he is. Of course he is. You know, Sancho's a step down from Rashford, but he can still be a good player for us. I think he is out, says Fly. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. So reports coming in that Luke Shaw might be out of the game. And Malacia is being warmed up by Ten Hag. If you guys are worried about Kane not winning trophies and you want him to come to Man United, it's the same thing. No guarantees he wins any trophies, says Khalid. Thanks for your super chat. And Nihal says, I really regret removing Mbumo from my fantasy Premier League team. I have Isaac on instead. I hope I smash it this weekend, says Nihal. Thank you very much. If you're playing fantasy Premier League, good luck with that. Good luck if you're playing our predictor game, by the way. Bloody Todd winning $5,000 last week. Incredible. I've just been sent a clip where Luke Shaw isn't on the pitch, by the way. So, you know, mixed messages, but we will obviously wait and see what happens. Yeah, look, it's one thing after another this season, isn't it? I think we can all agree with that. Can't play this part of the world. What? Surely Garnacho should start ahead of Sancho. I wouldn't have minded seeing Garnacho start, to be honest. And somebody actually told me that he was going to be starting, of which I was quite excited. But I expected Sancho to start. Ishak says he's Shaw out for the season. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? That's like stubbing your toe and then someone saying he's going to lose his leg. You know, we don't even know if he's fully out of the game. We don't know whether he's on the bench. But, yeah, I would hope that if he's not playing, it's because it's precautionary. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. 9 minutes to the start of this game. As you may well know, Villa are playing as well. They kick off at 3 o'clock at Anfield against Liverpool, which is massive for us. If you're interested in Salford, because I know a lot of United fans started supporting Salford because of the class of 92, they're in extra time at the moment. They're 1-1 with Stockport. It's at Stockport. 107 minutes have gone. 1-0 to Stockport, but Salford won 1-0 last week. So it's 1-1 heading to penalties. You can imagine what Gary and Nicky and Paul and even Keno's there today are doing right now. They'll be panicking, but I think it'd be very interesting if Salford don't get promoted, because they'll have to play against Wrexham next year, which I think will be great TV. Tam says, come on Salford, they're my local team, to be fair. I've got a funny feeling they're going to do it. I don't want to jinx it, but I've got a funny feeling that it's going to come up at some point that they've won in the next 12 minutes. But could go to penalties, so keep an eye on that one. United here, though, against Bournemouth. 3 points needed. What do you think of Brentford's season, Mark, says Clyde? Brilliant performance from Brentford again today, beating Spurs 3-1 at Spurs. Absolutely incredible performance from them, as we discussed. Spurs were winning 1-0. How are you doing, Mark? I'm excited to be back in Dublin, says John Jordan. You're back in Dublin. Good. Or am I excited to be back in Dublin? I'm looking forward to coming back to Dublin, yeah. It's a bit of a fly. Well, I did 2 shows in Dublin in March, as people know, but I did Monday, Tuesday night, and then flew out Wednesday. So it was very much work-orientated. So I'm hoping to, this time, do a show and then come a couple of nights before or stay a couple of nights after and actually spend some time. Not sure if you've heard it, Mark, but your United Stand colleague, SJ, believes the sale of the club will have no impact on the transfer. Sorry, TalkSport colleague Simon Jordan believes the sale of the club will have no impact on the transfer window, as it was always the club's revenue that spent. Thoughts, says Stephen. Well, look, Simon Jordan used to be a chairman of Crystal Palace, and obviously he's entitled to his opinion, but I completely disagree. I think that we will have a budget to spend this summer, regardless of whether the Glazers stay with Sir Jim or they take ages to sell the club. But if Qatar are in charge now, we'd have a much bigger budget to spend. So there is an impact. Sean, thank you for being a member for 37 months, by the way. You are a legend. Appreciate that. Talking of legends, can I just give a big shout out to Sneak Energy, who are sponsoring our streams. I'm on the Sneak Hydrate, which has got, it's just come out. It's great. Sneak Hydrate. Hydrate means there's no caffeine in it. It's sugar. Sneak is sugar-free and low-calorie anyway, but if you want to get it without caffeine, just make sure you get the Sneak Hydrate. If you want to try it out before, you can get a starter pack where you get one of these and 9 different sachets of your choice flavours to try, delivered to your door. Check out the link in the video description or scan the QR code. I'm on the Cherry Bomb today. I like the flavour because it's red and it's cherry, but also we're playing the cherries, so I'm trying everything I can. Sneak energy drinks. Lovely, lovely, lovely flavour. I'm nervous, says Escape Artist. Luke Shaw is playing, says Jamie. So it was a bit of a scare. Looks like Luke Shaw is playing, which is great news. We're about to move into a very exciting period now. We're about to move into a time where Manchester United play Bournemouth and Liverpool play Aston Villa. Get it on. Get it on. Who's going to win? You decide. Imagine if you could decide. Yeah, we can't decide. But yeah, we're really looking forward to this one. Obviously, I don't know. I'm going to go Man United 2-0. I feel we're going to put in the sort of performance that we can put our feet up for the second half. But you just don't know. You just don't know. Luke Shaw's in the tunnel, apparently. He's in the tunnel, says Colonel Smith. Andreas J, thank you very much. You're a legend. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you are a member, you'll have a badge next to your name in the live chat, like Tamrik and Milan and Andreas J. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. And I just want to see if we've hit 650k. Bruno's the captain, of course. We're only 100 subscribers away from 650k. So look, 649 there. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. Links in the description. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock. And of course, the summer's coming now, so it's transfer crazy. Get subscribed so you get your notifications on. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe, and then click the bell to get your ticks for notifications. We're very close to 650k. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Utrid says, nice hoodie, Mark. Insert shameless plug. Let's go. Well, I'm going to tuck these in because when I jump up sometimes I poke myself in the eye. But yeah, this is a brand new hoodie design. A lot of people said, could we get a hoodie with something that's specific to what you sometimes say? And I do say back of the net sometimes. And also it's good. I'd like to do this 4 times and win 4-0. I'll just go like that. Back of the net. Back of the net. So if you want to get one of these, United Stand Shopify, we do ship them worldwide. We've got them in loads of different colours. And we've got a few new designs as well, which I was wearing one last night for United Stand merch. And the hoodies are great quality anyway. You know, I think sometimes you get T-shirts and stuff as merch from people and the quality's crap. I can honestly say that the hoodies are great. I wear them down to Sainsbury's, the pub. I was wearing it down the cricket club last night, you know, and it looks good. So, Utrid, thank you very much. It's Firmino's last game at Anfield. Are you sad, says Ajit? I'll be sad if he bloody scores. I hope he's running through one-on-one in the last minute when it's 0-0 and does a no-look tap-in and misses. That would be brilliant for me. I would love that. So Luke Shaw is out not out of the game. He's out with Manchester United and he is starting this game. Don't know what the scare was all about, but he is starting for Manchester United. So get involved. Please do smash a like on the video, by the way, if you are tuning in. And share the video on your socials. You can click the share button and just tweet it out. That'd be great. But Luke Shaw is starting, says HB, which is good. The lineup I will show you is there for Manchester United. So Luke Shaw is starting because that's coming in from our stats provider, so you can check that out. Fantastic. Still 1-0 to Stockport, still 1-1 and in extra time between Stockport and Salford, and we are awaiting the start of these Premier League games this afternoon. But don't forget, we have got Liverpool and Villa to keep an eye on. It's interesting, isn't it? Because if Liverpool went into a really quick 2-0 lead, it puts the pressure on us, doesn't it? I mean, will the crowds really be that interested? It's not like final day, you're going for a title, but, you know, we can deliver it. It'd be great if we did score first, because I think it would filter through to Anfield in a way, but you don't know, really. What's your prediction? I'm going to go 2-1 United, says Ian Wright. He's been a member for 43 months. Thank you very much. So no Rashford. He's not fit. And he's ill. And obviously, yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Now, let me get the timer ready. And we're ready to go. Literally every right table seems United at home as some sort of cup final, says Beeries. And hate this kit, says Joshua Bowater. I think it looks quite nice there, but I'm with you. I don't like it. I don't like the Bournemouth ground either. Gary O'Neill's done a great job. I agree. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner, just while we're waiting. You know why I don't like this kit? Because, especially when you wear it in the sun. Remember when we wore it at Brentford? You couldn't see the players because the sun is beating down on the grass, making it look lime green. And then Man United are running around in lime green. So basically, all you can ever see is their heads. It's a camouflage kit when it's on camera. It's a pain in the backside. So, yeah, I would have to say I agree with that. Thomas, thank you very much for your super chat. Thomas Atkinson there. Where's the timer? Referee's waiting to start. And we're up and running. Good to see Donny back in training, says Mwai. Salford have scored in extra time. They are 1-1 in extra time. They are heading to the playoff final if you're interested. Gary Neville's running round his garden with his top off. If only the kit looked as good on the field as it does in the graphic design. Let's go, says Man United. LJ. Yeah, Salford have scored 1-1 in extra time, which puts them 2-1 ahead in real time. But we're far more interested in United, of course. But if you are interested in that, it's Sunshine Gary Neville, says someone in the chat. Thank you for all you do, Mark. Hoping for a fantastic next season, says Omar. If only the kit have done that from LJ. I just want to get caught up here. The camera angle is crap, says Eddie. Up the greens, says JDib. Well, yeah, it's getting a lot of stick. But then again, you've probably not watched many games at Bournemouth before. Got to win the midfield battle. We're going to need a lawnmower on the pitch at half-time, says Edward. Lots of people talking about the camera angle. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. I don't really care how United win this game, by the way. What I want to see Manchester United do is just get a win. You know, get the win. Maybe, no, they wouldn't change the camera angle just for Manchester United, would they? I was wondering if they've changed the camera angle because United are wearing green, and if they go high up, you won't be able to see the United players. But I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know. This is the type of match that if players like Anthony, Sancho and others get a lot of criticism put in quality performance, they can put some to bed, says Fernando. And does Bournemouth have the same atmosphere as they do in career mode, says Ronan. Yeah, if you've seen my FIFA career mode, then you'll know what people are talking about, because I think Stockport have scored. I think Stockport have scored now. I don't want to scare people. I mean, look, we're watching Man United, but I think Stockport might have scored. Hi, Mark. Do you think Donny will stay? Says John. I think so. I think Stockport have scored. It's 2-1. What's going on? Gary Neville's going mad. He's going mad. They've got they were going to Wembley, and a minute later they've conceded in extra time. It's 2-1 to Stockport. 2-2 on aggregate there. Salford looked like they'd done it late on in the 112th minute, but Stockport have scored with 4 minutes to go. It could be heading to a penalty shootout there. So much excitement this afternoon. 0-0 at Anfield, but we've only just got running here. United at the moment, bit of a slow tempo. Nice pitch, though. Camera angle's garbage, says Ames. So's the Man United kit. Blah. Someone needs to press pause and change the camera to telecamera. That's what they need to do. Hope to goat, Harry Maguire. I forgot about Maguire. Sorry, what was that about Maguire? Harry Maguire gets to play. Should also get the number 7, says Adrijo. Tell me you're a prat. Jim likes the camera angle. Casemiro's just had a stupid shot, by the way. Martial out on the left-hand side. Bruno into Shaw. Might need to be a little bit patient here, Manchester United. And again, another... So that's 2 stupid shots in the first 2 minutes again. Why? Why do we do it? And it's Bruno on his left foot. It's just a... You know what? It's such... If I was Ten Hag, I'd be gritting my teeth going, you bloody twat. Why are you shooting from the edge of the box on your left foot? What? Why? You're just giving the ball back to Bournemouth. Shoot on sight mentality, says the Riddler. It would help if you could shoot. Obviously the instruction, though, Joe says. Obviously the instruction. No goals in any other games at the moment. The angle probably works quite well because of the United kit, really. Bruno's got the ball here, nails it into Wan-Bissaka, and Bournemouth will clear it away. To be fair, the camera angle is probably beneficial because it's more pitch level. Normally it's a lot higher, but because United are playing lime green, you would really struggle to make the players out. Fellow says United look like they're growing into this game. Yeah, keep your updates coming in. 7 minutes gone. Don't forget tonight, Mark Goldbridge show on TalkSport. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. The headlines are yet to be written. But United having good possession here. Check the stats as they go round. Remember, we're sponsored by Sneak Energy. Get yours delivered to your door. But the stats carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. Links in the video description. Download it for free. Get all your latest breaking football news, transfer news on OneFootball. But the great thing they do as well is they individualise their stats. So you can click on players and see how many passes they're doing and all that sort of stuff, player by player. We just do it for the team, as you can see there. But United having a lot of possession in the final third, which I think is a good thing. Let them try and hit us on the break. I'm quite happy with that. Did I fart, says David? No, it's probably my stomach. Yeah, it's probably my stomach. Couple of super chats coming in. You can do that through the $sign. Mark, I really like your camera angle, if you know what I mean. Any update on the OnlyFans, says Rory. Thing is, one of these long shots go in eventually and it will all be forgotten about. It's maddening, says Lee. If this becomes another 90 minutes of shoot from 30 yards out, I pray I will lose it, says Sean. I thought he said I pray we'll lose it. We don't want that. Here's Luke Shaw. Nicely out wide to Sancho. Cross comes in. Edge of the box. Ericsson. Little dink. Casemiro's made a good run. Get in! He's overhead kicked it. Back of the net. Over the head. Into the top corner. It's Casemiro. I mean, I say overhead. He's about 2 yards out. But 2 yards out. Little dink by Ericsson. Over the head like that. Into the top corner. Golazzo. It's Casemiro. Take that. And send it to Anfield. Put a stamp on it. 1-0 to United. The perfect start. You know what? I thought Casemiro, because I saw somebody mention it in the chat, and I was like, oh, you know, and I was like, I thought he's going to hit it in from 30 yards. It's a delightful ball by Ericsson. I don't think there's a touch of offside about it, but it's the driving run from Casemiro, and I'd say so good Casemiro scoring, of course, because you know he has been. Spell his damn Nate. Casemiro, get in. Back of the net. It's a great start. And United lead 1-0. That will filter through to Anfield. We wanted the early goal. We've got the early goal. It's a lovely volley. It's a lovely ball by Ericsson. And Manchester United lead early days. And I tell you what as well, if I could pick one goal scorer for Man United today, it would be Casemiro, because he's not been the same player since the international break. And we need him getting back up, don't we? It was like this. Someone said, can you replay it again? Ball over the top. And it goes like that. Like that. The ball's here. Like that. Get in. Bicycle. 1-0. Lovely ball by Ericsson as well. We need both those players to start playing well. So United lead early here after 10 minutes. First goal in the Premier League. Still 0-0 at Anfield. I'll keep you up to date with what's going on with that one, actually, because I think it's quite interesting. But, well, it's very interesting. But I'll tell you how it's going in relation to possession, etc. Casemiro loves eating the cherries, says Zeus. Don't pull a hamstring, Mark. Yeah, that's a good point, pal. That's a good point. Goldbridge wears back of the net and Casemiro scores. You can't argue with that. Get in. Thoughts on our form right now? How would you say we're playing, says Logan? What, in general? How does it go again, mate? Yeah, I'm not doing it again, UK Enterprise. Ericsson has to play number 10 next season, says Robert McCormack. Well, I just don't think he's... I just don't think Casemiro... I don't think Ericsson is a midfielder. I think he's a player that, if you give him a load of space in a game like this against the team that sits back... I think Ericsson works well as a CM against the low block. He's terrible when you're playing away from home against an Arsenal or a team that wants to get at you. I mean, at the moment, he's pinging the ball around like bloody Tom Brady. He's getting no pressure on him at all. He just pinged the ball out to Luke Shaw. There's a nice little overlap. Sancho's getting space. This is Man United against the low block. And Sancho's playing well. Venom says he started off well. But it's Man United against the low block and a team that's trying to hit us on the break. So I think hopefully it's going to play into our hands tonight, this afternoon. Players highlight says that possession at the moment between Liverpool and Villa is mainly Villa. I'll confirm that for you because that would be very interesting. Let me go on the OneFootball app. There's quicker ways of doing it, but I'll do it this way. Liverpool Villa, 12 minutes. Yeah, well, no, it's 61% possession for Villa, 39% possession for Liverpool, but very equal game. Hi, Mark. If we get the Glazers out, do you think it would be cool to have a green and gold themed third kit next year, or would that be corny, says Griffin? I don't know about that. Thoughts on form right now? I've done that one from Logan. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. We'll read those out for you. It looks like Stockford and Salford. Stockport and Salford 2-1 after extra time. 2-2 on aggregate. So it looks like that's going to penalties. Mark, thoughts on playing Casemiro striker instead of Weghorst, says Rude. I mean, I'd play you striker instead of Weghorst at the moment. Yeah, Casemiro scoring's got... I was buzzing anyway before this, as people know, but Casemiro scoring's got me really excited because he's been playing like a player that's, I mean, he's so good this season, Casemiro, but he's just the last few weeks, he's not been himself. And I think that, you know, confidence is such a big thing, and scoring as a midfielder, you don't score many, so he'll be feeling great there. But, you know, United now, scoring the first goal as well, get your confidence up. Clean sheet. We need a couple more, says Beacott. Well, I said 3-0 to United, so let's wait and see. Long way to go. Thanks everyone who's watching. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are keeping you up to date with the Liverpool game as well. It is United versus Bournemouth, but we are keeping an update on that. It's gone to penalties between Stockport and Salford. Stockport and Salford's gone to penalties to see who gets to the playoff final. Have you heard anything from Andy Diouf at Basel? Great young midfielder, says Phil Jones. And Bruno's been terrible, says Pedro. I didn't say 2-1 to United. I said 3-0. The ball sticks. We keep it better without Rashford, says Wayne List. Have a stretch. Yeah, the hoodie in its debut. Casemiro scores. If you want to get one, United Stand Shopify. We do them in different colours and we ship worldwide. I said 3-0. I said 2-0, but I had to change it to 3-0 because I'm in a predictor and I'm trying to get a different score to everyone. I think it will be 2-0, but my official prediction is 3-0. If you're that bothered, that's the truth. Thomas Atkinson, welcome to the Members Club. Give me some sneak. If Villa win, United get top 4. If we win and Villa win, top 4 is done. Long way to go. Hi, Mark. You were trending yesterday in the Middle East. Is it true you are paid by Qatar and Al Thani? No, Mo, it's not. I think it's really sad that there are United fans out there putting these rumours out, and yet they won't put the evidence out. I mean, anybody who says it, tell them to put the evidence out. Otherwise, they are prats, basically. What's your fantasy looking like? I have Fernandes, Anthony and Shaw. I haven't played fantasy football, Christian, since October. I will play it next year, though. I'm going to start doing like a video on That's Football each week to make me do it. Kane's ready to join United. He's probably driving there now after that shocking performance today. 3-1 home loss to Brentford for Villa. United just inviting a bit of pressure from Bournemouth here. Might not be a bad idea to let them have the ball a little bit. Do I think we can get Osman? No. Martial down the left-hand side. He's going to shoot from distance again. Even Martial's doing it now. And he slips over. I tell you what, Nitro. Martial must be running around in bloody, I don't know, what flat shoes, because he must be running around in his wedding shoes, because he's always slipping over. Our dog passed away today, says Shiam. She was 17. May she rest in peace. I hope United secure the Champions League today. Your streams have got me through some tough times. Thanks, pal, and rest in peace to your dog. It's a good age, though, 17. Non-dog people will be going, doesn't sound great, but 17 for dogs is brilliant, really, because every year basically works out at about 7. So that dog would be 149, would it? No, it wouldn't. It would be 109. It's good. It's a good age, but that doesn't mean anything. You'll still be devastated, of course. It's a good age for a dog, that's what I'm saying. Anthony has been invisible, says Ragnar. Well, yeah, we haven't got the ball anywhere near Anthony yet. That's a good point. What? We should play Harry Maguire as striker, says Dan. Can't believe you wasted a £5 on that. Sancho's got the ball in the box. Cuts it back. Wan-Bissaka should have hit that first time. Why did he not hit that first time? He should have hit that first time. Villa are dominating so far, says Undead. We've got updates coming in from all the games at the moment, of course. It's exciting. Loved the Mark Ogden interview. Hopefully a regular, says Leo Rourke. Thank you, mate. You need to use the width a bit more, says Marvin. Yeah, we do need to get Anthony into the game a little bit more. He's not really had much of the ball. I mean, he's just played a little ball to Ericsson there, but trying to get on the ball himself a little bit. Hi, Mark. Can you shout out Anna, says Sam. Shout out to Anna. It's going well at the moment, but football can change very, very quickly. A Liverpool goal, obviously, can change things. A goal for Bournemouth can change things. Yep, still 0-0 at Anfield. Lindelof's form lately has been absolutely massive. Mark, are you playing in the Sidemen charity match? I might not yet even get asked, mate, this year, but I'm happy to. I want to play. Play a manager. I'm happy to do that. I do want to play though. If you've seen my back garden exploits over the last few weeks, then it's clear I'm probably one of the best out there. How long do you think Poch will last at Chelsea? Says SJ. Penalty for Villa. We've got a penalty for Villa. There's a penalty for Villa. I'm not joking. We've got a penalty for Villa. Bloody hell. Come on, Villa. Penalty for Villa. Oh, penalty for Villa. This is... Oh, Man United just had another stupid shot from outside the box. Ericsson. But we're not worried about that. We're worried about a penalty for Villa. Send him off as well. I don't know what's happened, but do send somebody off. Imagine what Lindelof's legacy would have been if Maguire weren't his centre-back partner, says Mike. And can you give a shout-out to my mate Spencer, says Explorac. Shout-out to him. Villa have got a penalty here. I think that Van Dijk should be sent off and Alisson. I don't even know what they did. Yellow for Kanate. Apparently Salford have missed 2 penalties, but I can't confirm that. Some people are saying it should have been a penalty. It is a penalty. Some people say it should have been a red card. That's my stomach. Don't worry about that. It's nerves. Anthony's just gone down injured here as well. Some people are saying it should have been a red, but it might be double jeopardy. I don't know. Could be double jeopardy. So much going on here. He's bloody missed it! He's bloody missed it! Watkins has missed! I can't speak! What a prat! Don't ever talk to me about Watkins coming to Manchester United. What a prat! What an absolute prat! He's bloody missed it! Oh, don't believe it. Oh, I'm speechless about that. I don't know what's going on. I'm getting updates from the chat and OneFootball, but he's bloody missed it. He's missed it. He's definitely missed it. He's definitely missed it. Salford have missed 2 of theirs, but Stockport have missed 1 of theirs, so it's not over for Salford yet. They're still in it, but it's over for bloody Watkins. He's bloody missed it. Oh, Salford have missed again. Salford, it's going to be over for Salford, I'm afraid. They've missed 3. Salford have missed 3 out of 4. And Stockport, to go through, they've scored 2 out of 3. Salford have missed 3 out of 4. I heard that United are planning for 2 centre-forwards in the summer, Kane and Hoyland. How true is it? It's all going on at the moment. Glazer's out. Salford are out. They'll be playing Wrexham next season. Stockport are through. It's over for Gary. It's over for Nicky. It's over for Phil. It's over for Paul. Another cracking playoff. Stockport are through. Watkins has missed a penalty. United are leading 1-0 here. God. Give me Jeff Stelling's job. It's all over the place here at the moment. So Man United lead 1-0. Watkins gets a penalty for Villa at Anfield, misses it. And Salford are in extra time against Stockport for a place in the playoff final. They score with 8 minutes to go and Stockport equalise. It goes to penalties and Salford miss 3 of their first 4 penalties and they've lost. So they're out. Villa are dominating at the moment, says Antonio, but domination's nothing without scoring. Scott says that Watkins has actually missed 5 out of 9 career penalties. Bruno's not playing well today, says Christian. Look, Man United at the moment are doing okay. We're keeping our eyes on other things, but 1-0's never totally safe. But defensively, United have done very, very well. Tweet Neville, says Mick. He's gonna be gutted as it is. I mean, I like Gary. I mean, I could just tweet commiserations at GNev, but you know what he's like. He would not see the funny side of it. So I think we just I've congratulated Stockport on what was a good playoff win. Villa are not winning 1-0. Salford will be playing Wrexham next season, says Paul. Yeah, be interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, still 0-0. Man United doing quite well on the defence. Could do with another goal. I don't know if it's just... I don't know it's just me, but Jadon Sancho looks absolutely shredded and built. Either that or he's wearing a shirt size smaller than usual, says Joe Alexander. Another shot from distance. Luke Shaw this time. Neville comes across as a bit of a prat to me, says Luna. If I speak. Bruno's having a shocker. A lot of people are talking about it. It's 1-0 to Villa. They've bloody done it. 1-0 to Villa. Get in. There's a goal. I don't know who scored it, but there is a goal for Villa. Villa are leading 1-0. They've missed the penalty. They've scored a goal. They're at Anfield. They're absolutely dominating them. It could have been 2-0 if they'd scored the penalty. It's definitely 1-0 now. Neighbours is on Ramsey Street. Jacob Ramsey has scored for Aston Villa. And David De Gea has just made a big save for Manchester United as well. We can get a... Well, that's a warning. That is a warning for Manchester United because... we can get all excited about what Villa's doing, but David De Gea has just made a big save for Manchester United from Bournemouth. But 1-0 Villa, UTV. Let's get it in there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I told you this afternoon was going to be exciting. On the United game, Mario says blow the whistle for both games. Bournemouth are doing quite well here at the moment. United are under pressure. Don't take your eye off the prize. De Gea made a good save, and Bournemouth are having a bit of pressure here. United need to switch on a little bit. Wydun says it's a nice day, get out in the garden. You know, you can have that, you can have that. You can swivel on both of them. Oh, sit in the bloody garden when football's on. It's all going on. Gary Neville's been knocked out by Stockport. Klopp's been knocked down by Jacob Ramsey, and United are winning 1-0 at Bournemouth. It's all going on at the moment. But acknowledge the save by De Gea. It was a big one. Apparently Villa, I'm just going to get it up in a minute. Not like that. Apparently Villa are playing really well. Unlucky Salford, well played. Stockport, says Warrior. Look, we've had some great playoffs, if you're interested in that. Sheffield Wednesday the other night, incredible. Notts County coming, you know, and now Stockport have done it as well. Johnny's just gifted 10 memberships. Fantastic. If I told you this, would you believe me? Aston Villa are playing at Anfield. They are 1-0 up, and statistically, they've had 57% of the possession. They've had 3 shots to Liverpool's 1. They are dominating at the moment. They've had 2 corners as well. Liverpool have not had any. Are we seeing Liverpool, you know, sort of outed, really, that they're still not that good? I don't know. There's a long way to go. I'd like to see United get the second goal here, because it would be really psychological if Liverpool go in at half-time, knowing United are 2-0 up at Bournemouth and they're losing. Long way to go. Can I get a happy birthday, says Francisco? Yes, you can. I'm going to have a stretch. Just need to win our game. Yeah, there's a very long way to go, but there is a scenario if Villa win and we win where we would be top 4. Look, that scenario there, we would be 4 points ahead of Liverpool, and they've only got 1 game left. Long way to go. Long way to go. You and Gary need to sit down and have a pint. Neville is just being arrogant. He can't avoid you for too long. Scared to debate you, says William. Mate, I've offered him the pint. He won't do it. Let him be. Let it be. It only ever came up as a thing because everybody on his channel said get Goldbridge on. It was nothing to do with me. So look, let him be. And trust me, he ain't going to be in a mood for one now. If I said, Gary, let's go for a pint tonight, he ain't going to do it. He won't do it anyway, but not when he's just lost to Stockport. He's going to be fuming tonight. Fuming. But think of the hype of playing Wrexham next year. Oh, this is great. This is so good. But Bournemouth have come back into the game in the last few minutes. Don't write them off yet. Next goal in both these games is going to be huge. Will Liverpool equalise? Will Bournemouth equalise? If United score or Villa score, it gets very interesting. John says Bruno's not been great today. You're not the first person to say that. And there's no excuse for United today as well. They've had a week off. Tell you what, Bournemouth nearly had a great chance then. They really did. Sancho's getting a bit of stick in the chat. Get Garnacho on for Sancho. It's the tracking back again, isn't it? He's not doing the tracking back. I'd love it if Wrexham get into League One before Salford, says Robbo. I think Wrexham will get promoted next year. Well, no United player should be struggling because the harsh reality is that they've had a week off. It doesn't make any bloody sense. Don't Just check my reply to Gary Neville's latest tweet. I can't help it. I can't help it. Banter's just... I just can't help it. You know, I remember this happening to me when I was about 7. I was at school and I was getting into trouble off the teacher. And she was sat there next to this other lad. And she was like, oh, you should be more like Stephen. He's so good at his work. And he was just about to sit in his chair. And I knew I shouldn't do it. And I knew I was going to get in trouble. But as he went to sit down, I moved the chair away. I can't help myself. If there's comedy there, I'll do it. I can't help myself. And I've just gone and done it. I'm not. Just check my reply to Gary Neville's latest tweet. I can't help it. I couldn't help it. It was like an open goal. That's all I can say. It's like an open goal. Check Gary Neville's latest tweet and then check my reply. I just can't help it. It's like pulling that chair away. It's just an open goal and I can't miss. I've got to be honest. I can't stand players who don't put their body on the line. What Sancho did right there was abysmal, lazy and poor. Ten Hag should sub him off, says Mario Franco. Well, Bournemouth are coming back into this now. They are starting to come back into this. I'm a bit worried. Kevin Miller, there's a lot of blocks. David De Gea made a save a few minutes ago. Be curious to see individual player stats. I swear I've counted 6 giveaways. Kevin, if you want to check individual player stats, that's football. Scan the QR code or download it in the video description. Go to this game and it's got the individual stats for you. So like pass, completion, etc. Gary's not going to like you after you launch the Wrexham stand and they go up, says Josh. He's not going to like me after the tweet. He's not going to like me at all. But it's just comedy. It's comedy. I can't help it. I had to. You know, you've either got a sense of humour or you haven't. That's football, basically. Yeah, you've either got a sense of humour or you haven't. Like, you know. Mark, Bruno has on new boots to match the green. That's messing him up. The shoes aren't broken in. Change them at half time, says Malik. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's a really exciting afternoon at the moment because Liverpool are losing 1-0 to Aston Villa, deservedly so. And we're only 10 subscribers away from 650,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand community. Lindelof's made a big tackle there. Bournemouth, for me, feel like they might score if we're not careful. That tweet is perfection, Mark, says Tom. Thanks, pal. I couldn't do it. I couldn't not do it. This is going to be a really long 90 minutes, isn't it? I don't get the tweet. He says, thanks, Mark. So, you know, Mark, that's the line. There has been a goal in the Premier League. It's Crystal Palace 1 against Fulham. This is on thebeach.com, but Edouard scored there. And Wolves are beating Villa. Wolves are beating Everton, which is not great for Sean Dyche. Hwang Hee-chan has scored there. So if you want Everton to stay up, that's not necessarily a good result there. We need to switch on, says RR. We need to get the second goal. The second goal would be huge in a game like this. Luke Shaw has put a good cross in, but it's not great, actually. He's over here. If we make top 4 with games to spare, do you fancy Phil Jones getting a game while we rest and prep for others, says Lee? But that'd be nice to do that. Your legend, says Alec Miller. Liverpool are on 66 points. Your table is wrong. No, it's not. They're on 65 points. They're not drawing. They're losing. They can only get 71 points, mate. They'd have to win Villa in the last game. 65 plus 6 is 71. Well, at least we've got the early goal here. Remember, Villa are winning at Anfield. I'll take a draw. I'll take a draw there. A draw would put Liverpool on 66. A win would put us on 69. We'd need 1 point from Chelsea or Fulham at home. I scrolled through the tweet to find that he didn't mean you responses. There's always a few that comedy bypasses as Nick. Yeah. Whoosh. There are idiots in the world. They've got no comedy. Sense of humour doesn't necessarily travel, though. I don't know whether it's based on IQ or country or what, but I do notice sometimes my way of doing things goes right over people's heads. They really, if I start being sarcastic, like saying like, oh yeah, I'd love it if the Glazers stay and we never win anything, there'd be someone in the chat going, oh, you're pro Glazers. Like, sarcasm doesn't necessarily travel sometimes. I agree with Colin. He says a lot of this chat is hate, not even criticism, and there's barely any praise. There is a lot of praise in there. I'm really happy with United, Colin. To me, it's all about the result. I think some people want the result and the performance. That's greed, and that's the standard we should set. But I just want the result. I just want the result today. That's all I want. Liverpool, well, we're only 4 minutes away from our time. Liverpool are losing. Man United are winning. Casemiro with the goal. Ben, thank you very much, pal. Thanks for being a member as well. Well, I tell you what, Casemiro's just hit a really good shot from distance. It was a good shot to hit as well. Mark, please ask Beth why she hasn't captained De Gea, says Dan. And EC says, flashy down the wing, but not a single player willing to be an aerial option. We need Kane, says EC. Casemiro's been our best player, says life's good. And life is good if Casemiro is our best player, because I think we all love Casemiro, but we all know that he's dropped off a little bit in recent weeks. And, you know, it's you know, we need him. We need Casemiro. We need Casemiro absolutely at it for these well, we need it for the FA Cup final as well. I says that Lindelof's played well. I think Varane never gets any credit, but I think Varane and Lindelof have done well. Do we need a bit of Fred, says the Tank? Not really. Hi Mark, what brand washing machine have you got, says Damien. I don't want to come across as sexist, but I don't use the washing machine. I don't know how to do it, which is sexist that men are rubbish at those sort of things. Mark, watching Liverpool game, Villa being robbed by the referee, corruption is rife, Glazers out, says Marcus S. Sam says Lindelof and Casemiro have been brilliant so far. Good cross into the box, ends up in De Gea's hands. I'm desperate for a piss. I'm just going to leave you to it while I go. I'm absolutely desperate. It's an excited one more than anything. I've knocked the audio off. I'm not going. Liverpool came close, says Adam. I thought there'd been a goal there. I'm desperate. I need a. You know when you're excited, it always happens to me at the cinema. I never know when to go. You know, are you one of them people at the cinema that when you need to go to the toilet, you'll wait till you're absolutely desperate, and then you try and figure. It's ridiculous, isn't it? You've never seen the film before, and you try and predict the bit that's not going to be that important. And I leg it down the stairs, barely wash my hands. They should have a urinal where your hands are, so you can wash your hands while you're still having a piss. Right, I am going to go. They're trying to catch me in the chat. It's not 2-0. It's not 2-0. I came back and I saw the chat and they're all going 2-0, 2-0, get in. I thought, you bloody gets. And then I've just checked. It's not. It's not 2-0. I've got my app open. One football. It's not 2-0. They are still dominating though. You did try. You did. I'll give you some, comedy appreciates comedy. I'll give you some credit there. But yeah, it's not 2-0. It's going to go 1-1. Liverpool will scam that game 2-1. There'll be a penalty or something like that. Anthony's getting a bit of stick. Been a quiet game from Anthony. Sancho's had a bit of stick. We've got Garnacho. I've been happy with the midfield three. Defence has been good. I mean, Martial's not really had any much service, has he? But I'm worried about 1-0. 1-0 is what worries me. I know you didn't wash your hands, says Luna. I did. I wouldn't say it was an effective COVID wash of the hands. You know where you were doing the back of your hands and all that? I didn't do that. I was literally turn the tap on, have a wee. As soon as I finished, shake away. Towel off. Mark, you're getting a Springer Spaniel peeing when getting too excited, says Rory C. I'd be happy to finish with 69 points. Red card for Villa. Red card for Villa. Mings could get a get a red. No red for Villa. Sorry. Start, bench, sell. Ice cream edition. Ready, set, go. Don't know what that means, N. They've just headed it off. It's not a red. Don't worry. It's not a red. Not a red. Our players are too flat-footed in possession. Nobody making the run, says Christopher. Calm down. Calm down. There's no red card at Villa. It's half-time between Manchester United and Bournemouth, though. Let's stop the clock there. If it stays like this, we've got top four. But there's a long, long way to go. Long, long way to go. Hi, been dominant from United, but we really need to improve with the ball, says Dia. I don't think it has been dominant. I was just thinking, can Shaw be a good CDM, says Glazers. I think Luke Shaw could probably do most things, can't he? Great job from him. I think the second half's going to be massively interesting. But a lot of people saying Casemiro and Lindelof have been the best two players for Manchester United. I personally think that Varane has been in there as well. I think De Gea's had a good game. I think Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw have had a good game. Defensively, yet again, very good. Midfield, even Eriksen, I think, has been better today. Bruno's not really been at it. Martial's not really been in the game. I think the front four have been a bit disappointing, to be honest, even if you think about the goal. Sancho's toothless, says Dammy. And I'm seeing United trying to make one-touch pass and move, but either they get body checked or keep running into Bournemouth players, says Mud. And yeah, I don't think we've been that dominant. I think we've been good up until the final four, and the goal comes from Eriksen and Casemiro. It doesn't come from anybody in the front four. I think the front four have been a bit disappointing. Sancho and Antony not really been in the game. Martial's not really been in the game, and Bruno's not really had his best 45 minutes. So there's a lot of area for improvement. If I was Ten Hag at half time, I'd say, look, really pleased with the defence, really pleased with the midfield, but the front four, come on. You've got to offer us something a little bit more. We're 1-0 up in this game. The next goal puts the game to bed. We can express ourselves a lot more then. Let's get this second goal. And the options on the bench aren't great. So a year as a member, still loving the content. Hope to see some changes to the front four during half-time, says Cohen. I certainly think we need more from them. Sancho looks like a 45-year-old League Two winger. Shocking, says Joseph. And why do United players always look a bit chunkier after we have them for a bit? Also, Sancho defensive work is really poor, says Aldo. Long way to go, but top four is ours if it stays like this. Villa missed a penalty as well, says Simon. That red card was for studs into chest, but he didn't get a red. Disgrace, says Cameron. Penalty for Fulham as well. Just saw Tyrone Mings tackle on Gakpo. If it was Casemiro, it would be a red, says Jerry. Obviously, I haven't seen it, but he didn't get a red. And it's 1-0 to Aston Villa. They're not at half-time there yet. Fulham have got a penalty at home to Crystal Palace. But, yeah, too many loose passes, inviting the pressure. Bruno, Anthony, Sancho need to switch on, says Clayton. Well, let's have a look at the stats for half-time here, Manchester United. So this is how we've been performing in the half so far. We have had more of the possession. We have had more shots. A lot of those, as we know with United at the moment, will be long shots. Both teams have had 2 shots on target. That's what I'm looking at, really, because you know, a lot of our shots, again, have been speculative from distance. Both those shots on target have come from Casemiro, funnily enough. One of them was a long shot across the ground from about 30 yards, and obviously his close range bicycle kick. Corners, they've had more corners than us. So, look, I think there's a real evidence trail there that we're not doing anything much in the final third. The goal comes from Eriksen and Casemiro. The other shot on target comes from distance. We've not created any corners, and the front four are just not delivering at the moment. And realistically, we've done enough to be 1-0 up, but the game isn't massively in our favour, and we've got to be careful. Bournemouth will continue to have a go. It's their last home game of the season. They're in against Man United. They'll keep having a go, and you know, it could easily be 1-1 if we're not careful. What the hell is Bruno and Sancho doing? Also, can we please stop calling Maguire crap so we can sell him to Spurs without complications, says Beth Stepbro. Luke Shaw looking more like Roberto Carlos, pure sauce out there, says Sebastian. Too many loose passes, says Clayton Daniels, which I think we'd already spoke about there. What changes would I make at half-time? I'd give that team another 10 minutes. I'd give them another 10 minutes, 15 minutes, definitely. And then I'd be looking at Garnacho coming on. I suspect he'll bring Fred or McTominay on for Eriksen at some point, because Eriksen very rarely plays 90 minutes. But there's not a lot of creativity options. I mean, Pellistri will not come on. Weghorst will come on, but I don't want him to come on. But they just need a bit of a kick up the arse. I mean, I'm a big fan of Sancho, but at some point you do start to go, how do we solve this problem? We know Anthony's in year 1 and, you know, he's got to go through adaptation and inconsistency. But Sancho's in year 2. We've got to start getting more out of him. It's, yeah, we need more. The quality of the refereeing has gone down since VAR, says Jack. And also, Shaw's not defending his side very well, says Anonymous. Maybe he's getting 2v1'd a lot, though, because I think Sancho might not be tracking back. No way Sancho makes it here when even Diallo and Garnacho will surpass him next year, says Josh. And Sancho is quite frustrating. Not only is he not quick enough, but lacks physicality, seems scared to jump into tackles, needs to be in the gym all summer, says FIFA Crazy. Well, I think we all know it'll be a big season for Sancho next year. It is not half-time between Liverpool and Villa. It is 8 minutes of added time there, which has a bad impact, because obviously when our game's over, their game will still be playing. They've played 9 minutes of added time at Villa. I don't know why. Sorry, Anfield. I don't know why, but that's going to have a big impact on the second half for us, because if we get over the line and it's 1-1 there, you know what's going to happen. There'll be a late goal for Anfield. But Villa have done well there. And look, we don't normally do this, but I'm just going on the OneFootball app, which you can download for free. Just want to confirm the stats there at Villa Park. It's not at Villa Park. It's at Anfield. 1-0 to Villa. Statistically, I can tell you that Aston Villa have had... Oh no, it's turned now. Liverpool have had 62% possession. No shots on target. So Villa are resorting to counter-attack now. But they do lead at the moment. It's half-time now at Anfield, 1-0 there. So look, that's how the stats look. I suppose more importantly, and smash a like on the video for this, or do something positive, because that's how it's looking on the league table at the moment. It's probably not going to happen. A lot could happen. Bournemouth are pushing United. We might not win this game. We bloody need to. it's at Anfield. Villa might not stay in front. But if it did stay as it stands, with Man United winning and Villa winning as well, Man United would be on 69 points. Liverpool would be on 65. With one game to go for Liverpool, they would not be able to catch us. And we would confirm Champions League football tonight. There's 45 minutes to go for that. And as we know, things rarely stay as they are at half time. But that's the scenario. I would even say, right here now, I want to be greedy, but as long as we win, a Villa draw would make it 3-point gap. We've been brilliant at home this season. We could draw against Chelsea and confirm it. So if Villa can just stop Liverpool winning and we win, it's looking very, very good. But of course, how tight it's been between Man United and Bournemouth, and that game being at Anfield, it could still go wrong. Liverpool could come back and win. Bournemouth could come back and get a point or something here. So there's a lot still to go, and there's a lot riding on this, and we're here for it. We're here for it. Super chat from Robble. He says, if McTominay, Fred and Sabitzer leave this summer, wouldn't that mean we need to sign 3 midfielders? I'd love to see that happen, Robble. The only way we get something out of Sancho is if we hold possession. He can be clinical in the final thirds as Glazer's out. Yeah, I think for the first 10 minutes, Man United, it looked like we were playing against a low block because Bournemouth were looking to counter. And I think the first 10 minutes, Sancho looked all right because when he's got ball at a slow pace in the final third, he's a good player. As soon as we scored, Bournemouth have to come out a bit, and that's when, we disappear. No matter the calibre of our opponents, we always look very easy to play through, and our press is rarely effective, says McAlvis. Mark, Gary won't like you after your lunch. Wrexham stand. I've done that one already. Thank you very much, Josh. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $sign. We'll read those out. Don't forget to subscribe. We might have hit 650k, but we were very close. Please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Josh says, what's happened to Alanga? I don't think we're going to spend any seconds on that, but yeah, what has happened to Alanga? Give me some sneak. Cherry Bomb, at the moment, it's doing the job. Tim, thank you very much. Half-time ratings. I have a minute or two. Let's do half-time ratings. I'm happy to do that. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Sneak Energy. Links in the chat. Scan the QR code. Get one of these and 9 different flavours to try as part of a starter pack, or go straight for your 40 serving tubs delivered to your door. Links in the description. Sugar-free, low-calorie, although if you get Sneak Hydrate, which is what I'm drinking, there's no caffeine in it either. Cherry Bomb for the win. Thanks to Sneak. Right, if I was doing half-time player ratings, we do full-time player ratings that you can vote on. Mark, what about getting Garnacho for Martial and Palestri for Sancho? It's never going to happen, the man. It's never going to happen. I'm not saying it shouldn't happen, but it's never going to happen. De Gea, for me, 7. Made a big save and has done well. Wan-Bissaka, again, 7. Doing very well down the right-hand side. Luke Shaw, 7 as well. Varane, 7. And probably Lindelof, 7.5, to be fair. Casemiro, 7.5. Eriksen, 6.5. Bruno's probably a 5.5 at the moment. Sancho's probably a 5. Anthony's probably a 5. And Martial's probably a 5. I don't know what you think about that. 6 being average, of course. It's Pickle says, Luke Shaw has been excellent this season, especially when he's been asked to play centre-back. Should be in with a shout for player of the season. I don't think he'll win it, but I think you're right. It's Pickle. I think he's done really well. Definitely. Wayne, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for supporting the channel. And Retro says, I couldn't imagine where we'd be without Casemiro. Yeah. Who would your player of the season be for us? And how the hell is Erik ten Hag not in the list for manager of the season? Great comment, Sharon. I think my player of the season is Casemiro. There are a few candidates. My top 3 would shock people because I probably would say Luke Shaw's got to be in there and Bruno's got to be in there. So I probably don't put Rashford in the top 3, which is what I would like to do. But I think that Casemiro, Luke Shaw and Bruno have been more important to us this season when we've needed it. I mean, Rashford's had a few bad games. He's scored a lot of goals. He's had a few injuries. Bruno's played nearly every game. Casemiro's fundamental to the team. And Luke Shaw has played out of possession and played out of position a couple of times this season against people like Barcelona, Man City, and at the end of the season. And if nobody could have done that, we'd have dropped more points. So I think Luke Shaw's been massively important to our season. Sancho, as usual, doing nothing with so much space, says Abhishek. And also Aston says, it concerns me we almost never play in the box. None of our forwards actually play as a 9. They constantly drift wide and we need a number 9. Well, I don't know whether you know, but Spurs lost 3-1 at home to Brentford today. They could well not be getting any European football at all. Harry Kane scored his 28th goal, which is, I don't know how he's done that. Has he got 28 goals in the Premier League, Harry Kane? I can't believe he's done that if he has. He's got to leave. He's got to leave, hasn't he? He has to leave. Fortnite says that the ref is a joke at the Liverpool game. I don't know who he's been a joke for. Lots of people agreeing with my 3 for Player of the Year. Rashford might win it, though. You know, Rashford might win it. The main reason we have top 4 is our defence, says Touchable. And I've been out of touch. Could you explain the takeover, says Nigel? Well, it doesn't matter, mate. It wouldn't matter if you heard United were for sale in November and ignored everything for 6 months. It's the same situation. We don't know anything. We don't know anything, and neither the Glazers, really. Yeah, still nil, 1-0 to Manchester United. Players are about to come out for the second half. The Anfield game is going to be about 5 minutes behind us, which is a little bit annoying because we don't know. We don't know what's going on in relation to. Well, look, we've got to keep an eye on it, but hopefully Villa. I don't think Villa's going to win that. I think Liverpool are going to win 2-1. I think they'll come back. We've seen it so many times at Anfield, and it would be a major shock if Villa beat Liverpool at Anfield. But I hope it happens. I really do. But there's a long way to go. And all we can do is win our game. That's all we can do. Win our game, put the pressure on, do what. But look, I'm not going to get too excited yet. Is Martinez not in your top 3, says Glazers out? But who would you put him in for? Like, Martinez has missed... He basically missed a month after the World Cup. And he's missed the last month of the season. Casemiro, Bruno and Shaw have been here. I think Martinez has been brilliant. I think Varane's been brilliant as well. But I'd go Shaw, Casemiro and Bruno for the reasons I've said. They've been around all season when we've needed them. And, you know, you can't help winning a World Cup and, you know, you can't help getting injured. But I think Martinez has been brilliant. But we're talking player of the season. And I think this season has been so much about the volume of games and the intensity of it. You've got to reward those people who've played most of those games. So I love Martinez, but I would go Shaw, Casemiro and Bruno over that. And Rashford, who I like as well. Liverpool have been robbed, says Kate. Well, now you know what it's like. We have no creativity, says Charlie. Hope you're doing well, Charlie Max, by the way. He says, we've got no creativity. Second half's just started. Why are we talking about buying the centre-back when it's clear as day we need to spend all our budget on players putting ball in the net? Shaw is player of the year. Adam says, shout out to Mrs. Diaz. She has been forced to listen to you every night over the last 7 years. I think she's a keeper. She definitely is, Adam. And Rashford, Sancho, Anthony don't create enough. And Garnacho is still young, so we shouldn't expect too much from him. We need another creative winger, says Tim. I did wonder how long it would be before fans started saying we need a creative winger. I don't think it is massively... well, I don't think it's even on the shopping list, but you can see why. I think Martial does need to do something about his studs. De Gea's just tipped one over the bar. Martial needs to do something about his studs. He slips over all the time. Just put bigger studs on, mate. You won't slip if you put deeper studs on. Said it in the first half. He's playing in his wedding shoes. He's always slipping over, and it's not even a position that he should be slipping over in. I don't get it. Put some bigger studs on. Oh, I'm just a bit worried that Bournemouth are going to score, you know, because, to be honest, I wouldn't say they deserve to score, but if anyone's going to score, it's going to be them. They are pushing more. You look a bit stressed, says SG. Well, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm stressed. I'm just, you know, we're talking about Champions League football here. We're talking about the opportunity to, you know, get over the line and get things done. And Veghorst warming up as well. That's probably what's stressing me. I don't think Liverpool have started yet, second half. No, it's still half time there. Our game seems to be ahead of everybody else. Today this could be the greatest day of our lives. Why does Martial get back up as soon as he falls and go to the ball? It makes him look so lazy, says Glazers out. This team needs a lot of work. You know, I'm terrified of that summer transfer window and is starting next season with most of these players. But ultimately, we're in this position to get top four and we'll deserve it if we can do it. Sanuj, thanks for your super chat, pal. I know transfer talk is a bit stale due to the failures of the sale, but Mark, would you rather have Tony regardless of his situation or Kane? Surely Tony would be cheaper and his youth could be more sustainable, says Mark. Yeah, but he's only 3 years younger. He's 27, isn't he? Is Tony 27? No, I'd take Harry Kane over Tony. I want the second goal here. I think if we get the second goal, I mean 2-0 is a dangerous score, but get the second goal and calm down. We've got a midweek game against Chelsea next Thursday, and then the final day is Fulham a week tomorrow. Okay, it's cool to get paid 300k a week to show no enthusiasm or work ethic. Yes, I'm talking about Sancho and Martial, says Nathan T. And Wakas says, why is it that the other team always is more hungry against us, Mark, specifically in the second half? Show us the hoodie, Mark, says Big Dave. I'm sort of keeping it for the second goal. De Gea is the Golden Glove winner, Mark, says Blake. Yes, he would be now, wouldn't he? He can't be caught. I think it was Alisson and Pope who could have caught him, but they can't because they've both conceded, haven't they, in their last games. I think Kane should leave Spurs, yes, I agree with that. And if he's going to leave Spurs, I can't see anywhere else he goes. Give me some sneak. Don't forget tonight, we don't know what the scenario is going to be, but I'm live tonight on national radio, 7:30 till 9 o'clock. It's the Mark Goldbridge show on Talk Sport. If you want to call in and get involved, we've had some great calls the last couple of weeks. One topic I am going to bring in is this whole stupid debate of comparing the 99 side to 2023. It's a 24-year gap, and people are trying to pretend that they remember the 99 side when they were probably still up their mum's chuff. It's ridiculous. Or in Pampers. Love this referee letting the game play through, says Dan. Garnacho will be coming on, yeah. Martial's in the box. He should have had a shot. He cuts it back. He should have had a shot. He should have had a shot. I don't think I'll be able to say the mum's chuff bit on TalkSport, but I'll say it in a better way. I'm going to say it though. I'm not going to say that bit, but I will say. I'll make it as blunt as that. That'll get the calls coming in. Liverpool game is back on, which means that we are 7 minutes ahead of that game. It's going to be... We'll have an eye on that when I'm doing the match reaction, won't we? I'll be doing the match reaction by the time that game ends. We need the second goal here. This is it's got final day vibes, hasn't it? You know, you're listening in for the score on another game. You know, there's going to be more twists and turns. Next goal is going to be Liverpool. I can feel it. Mark, Robbie Savage on BT said we should get Declan Rice as Gareth. I don't disagree with him, mate. I like Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is a really good player. It's the price. We can't afford to spend £100 million on one midfielder when you can get two for 50 each. You know? Has the Warren Wan-Bissaka situation advanced with his contract, or has he made it clear that he wants to move? Says Mark. I think we might be selling Wan-Bissaka because we want to make a bit of money. I spoke about this last night. Remember, I call it the Garner effect. You sell a player because there's interest in him. I think that I think Wan-Bissaka might be going to raise funds because it's somebody that they can get rid of. Lindelof's been incredible. Yeah. Mark, I feel like this transfer window is massive for lots of clubs, especially for the clubs competing for the top four, says Colin. I agree, mate. How's Sancho been, says Cole. Yeah, below average, but so's Anthony, to be fair. Oh, straight across the face of the goal there from Bournemouth. They are going to keep pushing while it's 1-0. We've got to be careful. Declan Price, says Alberto. Get Palestri on, says Tal. Got to be careful. It's always coming down that Luke Shaw side as well. United are sleeping here, says Lil Chris. To be fair, it looks dangerous, but there's nobody there for the tap-in anyway. Eriksen's looking tired. Oh, look. Here's the thing about Christian Eriksen, right? Two things. One, he's not a centre midfielder because he's got no defensive physicality. And two, when does he ever look like he can play more than 70 minutes? So we've got to buy at least two midfielders in the summer. Buy 2 or 3 new players and lots of young prospects and loan them out for experience, and once they bloom, you bring them back, says Killen. Well, hopefully that's what's going to happen with Ahmad. Take away Declan's passport, he goes for 30, 40 million, says Little. No. I think Declan Rice is a 50, 60 million pound player. But I think he'll go for about 80 to Arsenal if everything's to be believed. Liverpool still losing at Anfield. Who would I bring on, Fred or McTominay? You know, McTominay might be the better choice because it gives us a bit of bite, a bit of physicality, and he's more likely to score. Mark, what? Maz says, do you know what Erik ten Hag's beef is with Palestri? I don't know, Maz. Lovely 1-2 to Martial. Good tackle. Good tackle. Why is Maguire warming up? Well, you know what? Players do warm up. Like, players warm up all the time. It doesn't mean you're coming on. I think people get worried. Palistri will warm up at some point. Doesn't mean he's going to come on. I doubt Maguire's coming on. Oh, Weghorst is coming on after 56 minutes for Martial. And he doesn't look happy about it. I don't get that. Even an injured Martial's better. He's not injured. He's had a week off and he's coming after 56 minutes. At least we get Eriksen free over the hill, says Enjoy Writing. Mark, which midfielder is Erik ten Hag looking to potentially bring in, says Mark. I don't know. I'm a bit worried about that. 56 minutes and Martial comes off. I don't get that. He's not injured. You're basically playing a whole half with Weghorst. What winger would you sell for Sancho, says Jamie. And Maguire will come on for Varane. Weghorst will come on. Fred will come on. Garnacho will have 10 minutes. Erik ten Hag is getting as predictable as Ollie, says James. I mean, look, Martial wasn't having a good game, to be fair. Maybe he wants a target man. Maybe he wants to put some crosses in the box. It is a bit weird because we won the corner from a lovely bit of play between from Martial. Anthony in the box. Look, you can't get injured when you're not on the pitch. I suppose that's a positive. Breaking news. It's Slow Sports news from Johnny. Liverpool are losing at Aston Villa. If you didn't know, they scored about an hour ago. 53 minutes gone at Anfield. Still 1-0 to Aston Villa. Jacob Ramsey scoring. Weghorst headers are accurate as Maguire's, says Mario Franco. Bruno hasn't been great. Maybe fatigue, says Alex. Well, look, at the end of the day, what is Weghorst good at? Running around. Maybe just wants a bit of running around up front, you know. Martial's been slipping over. Maybe he's just gone for a little bit of the constant running around from Weghorst. I'm not going to criticise anything today. I want to be in a positive mood. Dark says, I think Martial has asthma. Sign for Liverpool then. Anthony, thank you for being a member for 5 months. I hope Weghorst does bloody score. He's had enough bloody games. It's not 2-0 to Villa. I have a feeling Ten Hag wants more pressing, says Mike. I think you're right. Mark, would you keep Weghorst as a squad player? No, Graham. He's not good enough to be a bench player for Villa. Like he's not good enough. Like no way should he be staying at the club. That's a charity. Look, Phil Jones is going. Our charity work's over. Like we don't need to keep players that are nice lads at the club. Bruno's not had a great game either, said someone in the chat. Liverpool have scored 1-1. You knew it was going to happen. It's going to be a long second half at Anfield. They were always going to do it, and they have done it. And it's, wow, guess who scored? We're talking about Weghorst. The player that Ten Hag wanted has scored the goal. This could change around. You know, Bournemouth equalise. Liverpool score again. It's Cody Gakpo. Sancho does nothing, but he's always running around. Martial from fans, how can he be on heels when ball is 5 yards away, says Udet. Love Weghorst's passion and love for the club, though, would keep on a smaller salary. No, I wouldn't, Lucas. We're not a charity. But, you know, well done to you for doing it. Martial personally just had the best moment of the game. Can't believe Ten Hag took him off, says Deepak. Cody Gakpo's goal might have been ruled out offside. I don't know. I'm just waiting to hear. Here's Bruno. We've got a bit of a 4v4 going on. You know we're not going to do anything with it because it's gone to Anthony. And he's going to shoot on his left foot and it gets blocked. Martial needs to be sold. Bruno is having an absolute stinker for a must-win game. Love the lad, but... Oh, Weghorst has just hit it straight at the keeper. John says, love the lad, but he needs to control some of his passing. Straight at the keeper from Weghorst. I don't know what's going on with the Liverpool goal, but the Weghorst has just had a shot straight at the keeper. I don't think he could have done much more, really. He's hit it through a gap. It's offside. Well, it's VAR and offside, I think, for Liverpool, by the way. Looks like it's going to be offside. It's offside. It's still 1-0. But it's a warning. It's going to probably happen. Still 1-0 at Villa, not Villa Park. Still 1-0 to Villa at Anfield. We need a second goal here for United. It could have come there with Weghorst, but the shot was straight at the keeper. Couldn't have done much more with it, to be fair. You can't blame him. Better from Sancho. Casemiro has been great today, says Jeff. Sancho's played a nice ball into Wan-Bissaka. Bruno hit a good shot, goes for a corner. It's back United. To be fair, you can moan about Ten Hag bringing Weghorst on, but we've actually done a lot better in the last few minutes. Wish Weghorst could play like he does in world-class mode, says Wakas. And Lindelof needs an apology for how bad Maguire made him look. He's actually good with a decent pair, says Christopher. Oh, we're all good with a decent pair. So still 1-0 at Anfield, but Liverpool are pushing hard. How do you feel about Mbappe possibly coming to Old Trafford next season, says Level? It's definitely not going to happen, is it, if we don't get Qatar, and even then I don't think it'll happen. Bournemouth are going to make a sub here. I'm just sort of keeping an eye on the clock. 25 minutes to go. We are clock watching a bit, but you know, I'm not expecting to be getting the old champagne out tonight because I've got to go on the radio. But I can have a sneaky few. They will never know. But we could be, as things stand, remember, as things stand, and I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to jinx it, but as things stand, look at the league table. Look at the league table. Liverpool would not be able to catch us if it stays like this. But that's dependent on United seeing this out and Villa seeing it out up there. As I say, I'd take a draw at Anfield. A 3-point gap over them. As long as we win, we'd only need a point. We'd only need a point from Chelsea and Fulham at home. Nice little turn by Sancho. He's had a better... I tell you what, he's had a better second half, Sancho. I'll give him a bit of credit. He's had a better second half. Couldn't have been much worse, but he has had a much better second half. Martial's gone straight down the tunnel as per Twitter, says Wakas. That's that. Yeah, but I don't know whether he has, and I'm not going to comment on it. But if he's gone straight down the tunnel, I heard somebody say he hasn't. That's not... You can't do that. Because he definitely wasn't injured. So you can't do that. Bournemouth are going for it, says Carter. Who does he think he is, says Huzzy. I don't know whether he has gone down the tunnel. You've got to be careful about that, but I'm sure somebody can confirm it. probably one of the most exciting Saturday afternoons we've had in ages. Saturday afternoon games are normally quite a chore. Maybe he needs the loo, says Danny. The thing about Martial is you can go in the summer, but don't start being petulant now. You know, he might have an important part to play against City. Mark, we need Garnacho to come on and close out the game, says Amir. Great job, United stand. Come on, United, says the alien. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Mitrovic has scored again. Martial's gone straight down the tunnel, according to the Manchester Evening News. Disgrace. If he's done that, it's bang out of order. You can't do that. I mean, I had this chat with Ben Foster about 6 months ago. And he said, as a player, you never go down the tunnel because you're in it together as a team. And if you go down the tunnel, you're basically making it about you. He said the only time you ever go down the tunnel is if you've got a bad injury and you need to get immediate attention on it. But most injuries you don't. Even if your hamstring's sore, there's not a lot they can do for you. You've still got to go on the bus and everything like that. If you break your ankle or something like that, you've got to go. But well, people are saying, what if he's injured? But when he came off, he was shaking his head saying, what am I coming off for? So does he not know he's injured? Has he gone down to Ten Hag and Ten Hag said, you're injured, Tony, get down the tunnel? We need him. We need Martial. I don't want him running off down the tunnel. We need him over the next few weeks. What happens in the summer, happens in the summer. But you can't be doing that at this stage of the season. We'll have to wait and see if it's confirmed. Apparently he's come back now with a hoodie on. Well, he shouldn't have gone in the bloody first place. Mark, I'm an American who has only watched football for a decade. Why does it seem like we don't make offensive advances easily like other teams do, says Trey. Well, here we are with Anthony. He's going to go on his left foot. And well, that's probably why he doesn't shoot, because it was a terrible pass. Casemiro is asking the referee why there's no... Oh my God, that's a blatant red. You've got to give a red. You have to give a red. He's off the ground. How is that not a red? Ridiculous. How is that not going to get reviewed? Disgraceful. He's off the ground. I can't speak. I cannot speak that they're not reviewing that. And, you know, Casemiro gets a reviewed red card at Old Trafford for legitimately winning the ball. This guy launches himself off the ground with his studs showing, and it's a yellow. Fucking ridiculous. I can't speak about the inconsistency in this league. It's a joke. An absolute joke. Sancho's coming off a Garnacho. Here we go. James says he won the ball. Do you not listen, James? Get yourself an appointment at the doctor's because you don't listen. Casemiro won the ball. And it was nowhere near as bad as that. You can win the ball and get a red card, mate. If it's Casemiro, that's a red. Same thing. He got the ball first. Stubbs it. Well, that's why Casemiro ran over Kyle. Hello, Goldbridge. I've been following you for quite some time. Love the passion, says Jeremy. Happy birthday to Eleanor from Tom, Lib and Mikey, says Thomas. Oh, I love those sort of things. Happy birthday to Eleanor. Hope you're having a great Saturday. I can't sneak. I can't sneak. That's a good one, isn't it? Yeah. There's a little bit of a promo there. Don't forget. Sneak. Links in the chat. Get yourself some Sneak energy drinks delivered to your door. Here's Garnacho into the box. Side netting. He's already making things happen. Good play by Garnacho. Max, welcome to the members club. Still 1-0 at Anfield. They've played 66 minutes. We've played 72. Garnacho making things happen. Wins the corner. How good do you think Garnacho's going to be, by the way? I'm not doing this from the whole idiot club who start saying he's going to be the next Ronaldo, because I saw Ronaldo and I don't think he's going to be the next Ronaldo, but I'd love him to be the next Ronaldo. But how good do you think he's going to be? Like, what level of player do you think he's going to be? Do you think he's going to be like a Neymar? Do you think he's going to be like a Harvey Barnes? Do you think he's going to be like a Raheem Sterling level? An Aguero type? Mike Power, welcome to Members Club. Where's Vegas going? I asked the question because I don't know. That's the honest answer. I don't know where or how. I really want Villa to get to 85 minutes 1-0 up, because I would take a point. Even if Liverpool get a late equaliser, I would take that. I'm not bothered. I just don't want Liverpool to equalise any time in the next 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Today this could be the day we get top 4. Stay close to me. Still only 1-0 here, though, of course. Good play by Varane. Lindelof's there to boot it away. And now Anthony comes away. Come on, you've got to do something here. He's going to mess this up. He's got it wrong. No. He's messed that up. He's through there and he's just not confident on his right foot. He's got to learn to use his right foot. I'm not saying he's one-on-one, but he's got to do better there. He's cut back on his left when he's in on his right. Mark, you should do a United stand 1v1 challenge and put Adam on his arse, says Mark. And Mark, Bruno isn't the guy, overrated, says Koo. Would you rather keep Sancho, sell, or loan Palestri, or sell Sancho for 40 million and keep Palestri? Well, Glenn, I don't do those things. I'm not being disrespectful, but I don't do it, because would you rather do this? Would you rather do that? I find it irritating, because they're just silly hypotheticals that are never going to happen. Mark, you should have done that one. Oh, big save by the keeper from Bournemouth there. That was so close. So close from Bruno. I'll tell you what, you'd all have been liking Bruno then. You think Liverpool will score in the last minute, says Barry. I don't care if they draw. If they draw, I think we basically got top 4 anyway. Alan says the Bournemouth keeper's been good. I like Fernandes, but I swear we would have played better without him today. One of the worst performances this season. He should come off for Fred. Robble. Well, Bruno and Rashford never get subbed, do they? Hi, Mark. We got top 4. Let's go. J. Stop it. And is the ground really that wet, or our players seem to lose footing, says John. They probably have watered it, to be fair. Yeah, still 1-0 at Anfield. 70 minutes gone. Oh, I tell you what. You know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. That's as it stands. Oh, player ratings are probably going to come out in a minute. I keep forgetting that we're so close to the end of this game for United. I'm looking at the Villa game and thinking, we're not far away. Martial is an embodiment of United's failure in the past decade. Should be sold ASAP, says Roger Watson. You can mark your player ratings. I'll get the link in the description for you. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Another corner for Bournemouth here. Is he giving a corner or not? No, I think he's giving a goal kick. Yeah, it's been one of those days for Manchester United. You know, relying on the back four again, relying on the keeper, relying on Casemiro. The defence has been the key. Taking that same concept with Rashford, is Rashford at the level you thought he would be? Has he exceeded your expectations, says Anthony? I still don't. You know what, with Rashford, I know he's what how old's Rashford now? I don't know, but I still don't think we know with Rashford what his level is. I still think he's got the potential to, you know, be this ridiculously consistent player, who, you know, it does go off the boil sometimes gets injured. So I'm just looking at my match reaction from the Wolves game where it was basically entitled "A win is a win," and I feel like, I'll take that here. I just want to win now. Don't really care how it happens. Give us a win. Give us a W. Give us an I. Give us an N. What do we got? A win. I hope. Glenn says, sorry, a better way of wording it. Do you think Pellistri could offer something more than Sancho? I wanted him to work, but I'm scratching my head. Glenn, he just doesn't trust... He just doesn't trust Anthony, does he? Sorry, he doesn't trust Pellistri. That's the honest answer. Whether it's an age thing or he doesn't like the style of player, he doesn't trust Pellistri or doesn't like Pellistri, and I don't know why. Maybe you need more physicality in his team. Maybe you got I think Pellistri in a City team would work really well because they attack so much, but you know, we don't play attacking football in the final third as much. What happened to Anthony at left wing? Instantly started crossing more because his only shooting option was near post. We only saw it for half a game though, says Liam. I like Pellistri. I'd like to see more game time from him, but I think you've also got to acknowledge that up to this point, we've kept Bournemouth relatively quiet. They've not had loads of chances as the home team. And yeah, they're probably on the beach a little bit, but our last 5 performances versus City would get us destroyed. I'm worried how we're going to put up a fight, says Zeus. Look, City will take care of City. I want to get top 4 first. That's what's about. That's what today's all about. Lovely ball out to Garnacho. He's got the defender on toast here. And I think he's hurt his back. I miss the high fives and chest bumps mentality, says Little Normie. It was all part of the Martinez era, wasn't it? Some of you saying, should this been a penalty for Garnacho? No. Well, it won't be. It's basically landed on him, hasn't he? 75 minutes at Anfield. He's all right. We got to get somebody on the right wing to challenge Anthony. He needs to do a lot better out there, says Rub. I'm wondering if my normal prediction of Harry Maguire coming on on the 85th minute will happen. Will he go to a back 5? I personally wouldn't invite the pressure. They're not giving us any pressure. Hi, Mark. Can you say happy birthday to my lady Trish? Come on, United, says Ian. Happy birthday, Trish. Hope he's doing something nice for you tonight. Casemiro gets it into Anthony. Weghorst, he could have gone down. Puts the cross in. He should have dived. I think it's a penalty, jack off. It would have been soft, but you're not going to get a penalty if you stay on your feet. Should have fell over, says Benson. Thanks everyone who subscribed, by the way. I think we did hit 650k. I never checked back. Let me tell you that bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock and every morning at 10. Watchalongs, previews, the whole show. I'm just going to check the One Football app here because I just want to see how the second half has gone at Anfield in relation to chances and stats. 64% possession for Liverpool. They've still only had 2 shots on target. Villa have had 3. They have got time though. Mark, you were just baited, says Jack. No, it was. I know I was, but you know, whatever. There's been worse. Kay Nichols says, why does Weghorst take 3 to 5 business days to take a shot? Yeah, your pass will be delivered. Yeah, he's not Amazon Prime, is he? Your pass will be delivered in 3 to 5 business working days. I like that one. Well done. How you feel about Weghorst coming on is my reaction when Maguire and McTominay comes on, says Kyle. Big chance here again. Dave saves. That was the chance for 1-1. That was the biggest chance of the game. That was their Casemiro chance. And Dave makes the save in a 1-on-1. Come on, we can't draw this, says Jay. He didn't hit it particularly well though, did he? What was it? Was that Kiefer Moore? Casemiro with a big tackle in the box. Wan-Bissaka and Casemiro had a good game today, says Little. What's that? What's Bruno doing there? How does a professional footballer on 250 grand a week, unmarked from 25 yards out, keep smacking it over the bar? I'm just thinking about myself. Like, I would hit the target from there. The keeper would just be able to, you know, do his Tesco shop before it gets there. But I would hit the target. CGI says, what's the lowest rating you've ever given to a player? The chat would have to remind me. I think, you know, last season there was a few. I think there was a 1 a couple of times. McTominay's coming on and Fred's coming on. Eriksen will come off. 85 minutes. And I wonder if he'll take Bruno off, you know. Might take Fred off. It's not a bad substitution, this. Bit of energy. Yeah, Anthony. Anthony's coming off for Fred. Keeps Bruno on. 5 minutes to go. Well, look. Time can tick by here. 80th minute at Anfield. It's 1-0 to Villa. 86th minute in Bournemouth. It's 1-0 to Manchester United. There can always be a sting in the tail. Always be a sting in the tail. But at the moment, it's looking good for Man United. We would have top 4 if everything stays like the same. Let's see. Stay on till the end of the Liverpool game, says Luna. Well, no, well, I'll just pop over onto the match reaction. If I'm quick, I can end this stream and go to the match reaction. So that's what we'll do. My stomach's rumbling, which means I'm nervous. Don't worry about Liverpool, worry about ourselves. Luke, you're right. And let's be honest, David De Gea made a bloody good save. It should be 1-1. If you want to check the Liverpool stats out, go to the One Football app. Links in the description. Download it for free. Zihan's on about the camera angle again. I think most of you have probably got used to it by now. Michael agrees with the subs. I've not said anything negative about the subs. I was surprised that Weghorst came on, but I trust the manager. And Weghorst is terrible. We need someone to challenge Bruno. He's so terrible as well. Says William, we need better players here. Ten Hag needs to be backed. Bournemouth should have had a red card. Yeah, for me it was a red card, Nathaniel. Definitely. Colin's got no fingernails left. Told you it was going to be a big Friday. There is a goal in the Premier League. It's coming in from Craven Cottage. Don't worry. It's a goal for Palace. It's 2-2. Love the hoodie, says Mr. Sally. If you want to get one, I've got them in different colours on the United Stand Shopify page. You can get him there. Anthony needs to start using his right foot when his best option is a pass or shot with the right. He doesn't take that option, says Michelle. If City win the treble, will 5th place get Champions League? I don't think so, Michael. I was going to say Bruno's done well there, but then he's lost the ball. Bournemouth attack. It's the McFred effect, says Slow Sports News. I just don't want us to invite too much. Bruno's sustainability needs no questioning. He might be off some days, but he will get us over the line. Trust him in the players who are worth it, says Mark. Well, one of the big things, obviously, is why not to take Bruno off. He is the captain as well. Maybe that's why he doesn't do anything about it. But I don't know why Bruno's energy levels have been so low today, because he has had a game. He has had a week off. Just wait for Luton's camera angle. I heard it's from someone's living room on an iPhone, says Kevin. Yeah, good luck to Luton and Coventry. They will be in the Premier League, one of them next season. 89th minute. 83rd minute at Anfield. To dream the impossible dream. It's a possibility. I'm scared. I think we're going to bottle it, says Sleep Tight. Stat carousel isn't carouselling. I'll get that sorted. Don't worry about that. We're nearly into the 90th minute. Four minutes added on. Fred's gone down injured. Only just come on. Squeaky bum time, Mark, says Jared. Well, as I say, it would be great if against Chelsea and Fulham, we don't need to stress too much. And we can start relaxing into that cup final game. Villa have done a bloody brilliant job, by the way, if they do this as well. Big up Villa. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet, and they're not there yet. If Liverpool were to equalise and we win, we haven't got top four yet. If Liverpool lose and we win, we've got top four. That's the situation. If Liverpool get an equaliser, we haven't got top four yet. But we'd pretty much be there. We just need a point from Fulham or Chelsea at home. Lindelof, man of the match, says Lee Marsh. Yeah, Lindelof and Casemiro for me have been brilliant today. Varane's been very good. He just doesn't, Varane just does the job, doesn't he? But crap pass by Weghorst again. Good interception by Fred. Garnacho, come on. Into Weghorst, into McTominay. Straight at the keeper. I have a bad case of diarrhea, says Nelson. Good to see Casemiro getting back to his best. No goal at Anfield yet. Oh, what a shot by Bournemouth. I was looking at the chat and I just saw OMG and I was like, oh my God, this is going to bloody go in. And he's hit it over the bar. Amadale Cut for Liverpool says sacking. It would have been one of the goals of the season. He caught it really well with his left foot. And I was worried for a moment. It might have deflected, actually. I think it deflects off a Bournemouth player. No, maybe it doesn't. Maybe De Gea had it covered anyway. Almost fainted, says Makel. Well, that's about it for United. I'm going to shoot very quickly off this game straight on to the match reaction because there's still about 6 minutes to go in the Liverpool game, so I can get across there for our match reaction and have that while we're there because that would make for a great reaction. They're in the 88th minute at Anfield. I think we're just about there. 20 seconds to go and we're in their half. The ref's blown the whistle. It's a massive result for Manchester United. Manchester United have won 1-0 and thoughts go towards Anfield. And if Villa hold on, we will get top four. I'm going to go straight on to our match reaction so we can keep an eye on that. I'll see you over there in a minute. Get in. Part 1.